taking the ice here tonight as the fans get fired up, ready to welcome the hometown Abbotsford Canucks. So this Eagles team hasn't had to deal with many injuries that the Canucks have, but like Abbotsford fans have seen all season, it's been a next man up mentality. The depth of this team has stepped up all season, and same deal last round against the Firebirds. It was a big reason why they advanced. And just look at the contributions from the likes of Jujhar Khaira, who had the most points in the 4 games against Coachella. His line mate Nate Smith was terrific. Guillaume Brisebois had a goal, so did Kirill Kudratsev, and needed a few guys in Kambites and Arnston to enter the playoffs due to injuries, and got Lekker-Mackey in the lineup as well after game 2. So there's been a lot of moving parts to this Abbotsford lineup, and yet still business as usual. And of course, getting elite goaltending from Artur Shilovs sure helps. And we'll look to keep it going against a Colorado team that he was undefeated against going back to the regular season. All right, the Canucks are on the ice. The towels are waving in the air. Should be another good crowd here at Abbotsford Center. And while we have a few more moments, let's get to the scratches tonight. The Canucks welcome back Jet Wu, who's been out the last couple of games, so he is back. Joe Arnston will sit. Also scratch Yuri Patera, Ty Young, John Stevens, Danila Klimovic, Sawyer Minio, Vilmer Ulrichsen, Atu Ratu, Christian Felton, Ty Glover, Josh Bloom, Christian Wolanin, and Cooper Walker. Scratch for the Eagles. Third string goaltender Adam Scheel. The skaters scratch are Sean Behrens, Taylor McCarr, Connor Kelly, Jack Ashan, Yuri Anola, Hank Kempf, Matthew Steinberg, Chad Hillebrand, Miros Yedlichka, Cooper Gay, Connor Mayer, Nikita Prishapov, and William Dufour. Line combinations for the Canucks look like this. Sassin will stay with Baines and Lekker-Mackey on the top line. Mueller will be between Carlson and DiGiuseppe. Kara's on the third line with Smith and Blay. Waters, Kambites, and Nielsen round out the fourth line. On defense, Guillaume Brisebois will start with Victor Mancini. Hirose will skate with Wu. Kudratsev will play with McWard. And in net, Arturs Shilovs. Line combinations for the Eagles. Magno will play with Phillips and Felliver. Tying in between Wagner and Ivan. Senden will center Foodie and Bradley. Wise on the fourth line with Poland and Olausen. On defense, Rosen will play with Amit. McDonald will skate with Ludwig. Stevens will go alongside Yoon, and Trent Miner gets the call for the Eagles. All right, let's step aside. It's time for tonight's national anthems. Hockey in the middle of May is a beautiful thing, and what makes it even better is a clash of two rivals who were the top two teams in the Pacific Division standings and are about to go head-to-head for a second straight year in the Calder Cup playoffs. This best-of-5 series between the Canucks and Eagles begins right now. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Brandon Astle. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the hometown Canucks. He's back between the pipes for an 8th straight game in these playoffs. Artur Shilovs, who's red hot. He's 5-1 with 2 shutouts at a 1.74 goals against and 935 save percentage. On defense, Mancini will start with Brisebois, and up front the line of Mueller, Carlson, and DiGiuseppe will start. At the other end for Colorado, Trent Miner in between the pipes. He's 3-1 this playoffs with a 1.96 goals against and 939 save percentage. On defense, it'll be Rosen and Ahmet. And up front, the line of Phillips, Magna, and Philibert. The officials tonight, the 2 referees, Brody Sutter, Morgan McPhee. Working the lines, Luke Pye, Anthony Lapointe. Canucks in their greens, Eagles in their whites. A clash of 2 Pacific Division Titans is here. Puck is down and away we go. Game 1 underway. Phillips off the face-off, dumps it in deep. He's coming off a strong first round against the Barracuda. This entire line is Magna, Philibert, and Phillips. And here's Phillips towards the slot. He missed Philibert. Pass was a bit behind him. And now Brisebois tracks him down. Feeds it in front. Stolen Magna. He shoots. Stopped by Shilovs and goes out of play. Oh, just 22 seconds in. A great chance for Magna. And now some pushing and shoving after the fact. The captain was wide open after a turnover from Brisebois. He looked short side on Shilovs, but was denied, and the puck went out of play. Boy, you couldn't ask for a better chance for the visitors, as Magna can't believe it, as Shilovs is into this one very early on. And there'll be a face-off to his right as we get a look at the replay. Magna looked like he hit the goal stick of Shilovs and goes out of play. Close call. That'll wake everybody up. Both teams have changed. Waters will come out and take the draw here against Wagner. And Wagner gets waved out. TJ Tynan will take it. Tynan, a veteran. Always producing points in the AHL. Puck comes back to the blue line. McDonald can hold it in. You'll hear his name a lot throughout this series. Jacob McDonald, the reigning AHL Defenseman of the Year. Canucks able to clear it outside their line. Ludwig to center. Wagner taps it just across Hirose, and Jet Wu, who's back in action, scoops it up, and the Canucks break out. Hirose to center. Here's Max Sassin down the right wing, poked away from him by Ivan. Comes towards Ludwig in the Colorado end. He'll whip a pass to center, knocked down by Tynan. Tynan to the right side for Wagner. He'll chip it towards Shilovs, who guides it to the corner. Jet Wu reverses course to Hirose, who's wide open behind the net. Both teams are changing, and Hirose all by himself through center. Able to find Baines, who dumps it deep on the back end. Stevens, the former Abbotsford Canuck, plays it towards Yoon and outstarts Colorado the other way. The Canucks line of Kara, Smith, and Blay out for their first twirl of this series. They were the best line against Coachella Valley, and they're after it in their own zone right now as Brisebois tied up. Olausen down there. So is Nate Smith. Good job of digging it free. And the Canucks get it out. Comes all the way towards Miner. Last touch by an Eagle player, and the goaltender shovels it out to center. Lands in front of Jake Wise, who brings it down the right side. Wise, wrist shot, stick save Shilovs into the corner. Ahmet trying to hold it in. He's decked to the ice by Blay, and the Canucks could have an odd-man rush, but they couldn't connect on their pass. Now they're making changes. Wise dumps it in. Shilovs will stop it behind his net. Getting close towards the 2-minute mark. Still scoreless. Shots are 3-0 for the Eagles. Chase Waters dumping it in. Ludwig able to skate around the captain. He'll pick up speed the other way. Kambeit's knocked it away for a second, but Foudy follows up. Can't get around Kudratsev, and the Eagles are delayed offside. Canucks will shovel it to center. DiGiuseppe ran into Ludwig, and the Eagles take over in their own end. Foudy able to chip it across ice for Devontae Stevens. He'll get over center and dump it in. Picked up by Mancini. Has his head up, looking for somebody. Goes to his partner, Kudratsev. Stevens is slow to get up. I think he lost the blade on his skate as the Canucks iced the puck. So they had a Eagles defender on his knees trying to make his way towards the bench. Nowadays, that steel pops out at the bottom of the blade, or the bottom of the skate, I should say, so easily. And he will get an escort from teammates to the bench and get some steel back at the bottom of his skate. 17:25 to go. Still 0-0. And what a series we should have between these two. And fitting that the top dogs from the regular season in this division go head-to-head in the Pacific Division Final. Colorado finished first place with a franchise record 94 points, while the Canucks were right behind them with 92. Also a franchise record for them. They did have one more win than the Eagles, but Colorado had 4 more points when it comes to overtime and shootout losses. Now Ty Mueller in his own end. Had it knocked away, but Mancini follows up, shoots it up to center. Phil DiGiuseppe brings it in. He's on a 5-game point streak. Wrist shot blocked by Rosen. He'll shovel it towards the point. Hirose can't hold it in. Felber with a good stick knocks it away. And he's knocked to the ice by Jet Wu. Oh, Jet Wu is back. Nice little hip check on Felber, who tried to skate around the Abbotsford defenseman, but no room there. And here's DiGiuseppe with speed. Wrist shot missed the blocker's side. Canucks still looking for their first shot on Minor. Phillips up ahead for McDonald. Center ice feed for Felber. He'll dump it in. Comes toward Jason Magna, the former Vancouver Canuck. Taps it back for Chris Wagner. Now to the point. One-timer by McDonald is blocked. Nice job by Lecker Mackey to get in the way. Eagles keep it in, though. Here's Wagner left corner, trying to cycle it down low. Mueller behind him. Got his stick in there, but Wagner still controls. Takes it to his forehand. Bank pass hit the net. And the Canucks scoop it up. DiGiuseppe. Cross ice. He's got McWard the other way. Down the right side. McWard. Head up. Stops along the end wall. Looking for someone open. Ran out of space. Eagles pick it up. Tynan will clear it out to center. We've played 4 minutes. Shots are still 3-0 Colorado. Minor wraps it around the glass. Hit Arshdeep Baines in the shin pad. He'll keep it down low. Sassin trying to dig it free. Eagles able to grab it and play it up the wall, but Mancini blocked it. Good pressure here by Abbotsford as they look to get it towards the left wing wall, but it's picked off by Yoon, and he'll feed it ahead for Tynan. Tynan on the left wing. Backhands it down low. Kudratsev shoulder on shoulder with Wagner. Sassin picks it up, ran into Wagner. Net's nearly knocked off behind Shilovs as it comes to the point for Stevens. Wrist shot blocked down by Sassin. Looked like it hit him in the glove, and Nate Smith clears it out. Both teams off to their benches. 15:20 to go first period. Yoon in his own end for Stevens. And he's decked to the ice by Sammy Blais. Oh, Sammy's into this series early on. His last shift lowered the shoulder. Now another one. As Poland goes down, 3 big hits from Blais as a puck goes over the glass in the neutral zone for a whistle. And Sammy has been doing that all playoffs. And it injects life not only to his team, but these fans as well. And earlier, if you're watching at home, Jet Wu with a great check on Felber, who tried to chip it past him. And Stevens taking the blow there from Blais, and then he went across to the other side of the rink and threw Poland down. 15:02 to go. Blais with 8 points in these playoffs, second most in the AHL right now. Puck is played around the net in the Colorado end. Olausson will chip it to Wise at center. Wise takes his time, try to dump in, hit a leg of Kampites, and now Nielsen running into Poland. Very physical start for the Abbotsford Canucks here to begin this series. And it's a great call because some of the Eagles' best players are undersized in Phillips and Tynan. And if you can have the likes of those players hesitate a bit. And now a big hit by Nielsen. He steals it. He's behind the defense. Nielsen got hooked. That'll be a penalty. Maybe a penalty shot. Whistle sounds, and it's going to be... Our ref still hasn't decided. Probably a hooking call, and that is the case. What a shift from Nielsen, who was physical in Game 4 against Coachella, and has continued that on here early on against the Eagles. Able to steal it at the attacking line, was hounded from behind, still got in tight towards Minor, and then got hooked. And the first power play of the series belongs to Abbotsford. And just great hustle and determination. Nielsen throwing his man to the ice and then stealing it. And then getting hooked from behind by Wyatt Ahmet. So the Canucks, with a 7th-ranked power play in the playoffs, operating at 20%, go to work against an Eagles squad that is ranked 6th in playoff penalty killing, 84.9%. Sammy Blais leads the Canucks in power play goals. He's out there with Mueller, Carlson, Mancini, and Nielsen. Been a very feisty start, especially for the team in green, as they got their first test on Minor. But being outshot 3-1 at the moment. Mueller going to take the draw against Megna. And Mueller jumps, so he'll get waved out. Tristan Nielsen, who was playing the point, will dig in and take it against Megna. .14:20 on the clock. And Nielsen wins it. But a good surge by the Eagles, nearly cleared. Canucks shoot it behind the net. Nielsen going after the loose puck along with Mueller. 2-on-2 battle. And Carlson comes away with it. Looking to set up for the first time. Carlson double teamed and Felleber swoops it all the way down. Nice job between Stevens and Felleber to get it. And an early change from the penalty killers. Victor Mancini goes back to pick it up. He'll drop it for Tristan Nielsen. Nielsen to the right wing for Carlson. He'll chip it back to Nielsen. Takes his time and feeds the point for Mancini. Mancini to Nielsen inside the right circle. Handing off for Carlson. Mueller's parked in front. Carlson, left point feed for Blais. Now to Mancini. Back to Blais. He's got room. Blais fakes the shot, throws it down low, and a bumper pass is missed towards Mueller. It was Carlson with a quick pass, but Mueller wasn't expecting it. Now Carlson takes it around the net, throws it in front, hits a skate. Eagles pick it up, and it's dumped down by Yoon. So some good looks from Abbotsford, but no shots on Trent Minor just yet on this man advantage. Got less than a minute to work with. Still 0-0 here early on in game number 1. And here's Max Sassin, the one-man breakout with speed. Here he comes across the line, hands off for Lecker-Mackey. He'll shoot it to the left wing wall. Baines settles it down. Has his head up, feeds the point for Kudratsev over to Lecker-Mackey. Back to Kudratsev. Waters screening in front, Lecker-Mackey. Kudratsev once more. Left wing feed for Baines. Waters looking for a feed in front. Baines to Waters, he got a stick tied up and the Eagles dump it down. Great job by Ludwig to tie up Waters, or else there would have been a great chance there. Good puck movement by the Canucks, but still no shots. This is their last rush. Here's Max Sassin. 12 seconds left in the power play. Left wing pass. Here's Baines. Baines to Sassin on the left side. Jumps over his stick. He'll take it around the net. Sassin to Brisebois. Back to Sassin. He's got room. He shoots. Stopped by Minor. No rebound. Baines was lurking. Would have put it in if it squirted out of the gear of Minor. As we're back to 5-on-5, and we will step aside. 12:19 to go. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup Playoff Hockey, presented by BCLC Play Now on Sportsnet 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to Abbotsford. 12:19 to go, first period. Still 0-0. Abbotsford finished up their first power play, got one shot on it. And the faceoff will be in the Eagles' zone. And these two teams got to this round in similar fashion as both dispatched their opponent in 4 games in round number 2. Colorado took out the Barracuda. Won back-to-back at home after the first 2 were split in San Jose. And same deal for Abby, who came home tied at 1 with Coachella, and then took over in games 3 and 4 in this rink, and are here in the 3rd round for the first time in franchise history. Out of the break, DiGiuseppe Mueller out there with Carlson, Brisebois, McWard. And the Eagles get possession. Rosen one-hands it out. Got away from Matthew Phillips, the former Calgary Wrangler. Now Carlson in the neutral zone. Headman pass to DiGiuseppe. He'll dump it in. Comes back towards the slot. Carlson follows up, but poked away by Fellenberg. Carlson gets it back, though. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Mueller taken down, going after it. Play goes on as Matthew Phillips plays it to center for Ahmet. He'll dump it in deep. Phillips from the right board takes it around the net, throws it in front. Comes to McDonald, the defenseman, in deep. He'll take it around the net. Handoff for Phillips. Stolen by McWard. McDonald gets it back down low for Phillips. He's always dangerous at time and space. He'll play to the right point for Fellenberg. He's covering for McDonald. Back to Phillips. His shot missed the net. Might have glanced off the post. And now played towards center. DiGiuseppe able to find Mueller, and the Canucks have it if they want it. Odd man rush. Mueller with a shot, missed the net. He's tired at the end of a shift, and he'll peel off with his line mates to the bench, as do the Eagles. 11:15 to go. Still 0-0. McDonald stops with it behind his net. Sammy Blais back out there. He's been a one-man wrecking crew so far. Nate Smith with a steal to Blais, down and tight. Blais had it poked away by McDonald the last second. Now Blais going to work in the corner. Feeds the point. Jet Wu over to Hirose. Hirose running out of room. Taps it back behind the net for Smith. Smith to Blais, right corner. Looking for a man open. Back door. He's got Hirose on the left wing. He'll throw it off the side of the net. Puck bouncing for DiGiuseppe. He'll get it to the right point for Blais. This line with good possession down low. Here's Blais to the right side for Wu. He'll chip it down low as the Canucks look to go after it still. Blais intercepts a pass coming up the wall. Absorbs the check. Now stolen by Ivan. And he'll make his way through the neutral zone. All by himself along that right wing. Dropping it off for Yoon. The defenseman throws it around the net. Got away from Wise. Wu to Baines, and he'll one-hand it all the way down the ice. And this will be icing. And the Canucks were able to make a couple of changes as Baines is fresh. But Smith and Kara will be held on the ice after Baines iced the puck. 10:15 to go. And that line of Blais, Smith, and Kara, they did a lot of what we just saw in the previous series. Going low to high and using everybody on the ice. And that all started by Nate Smith reading a pass along the boards and then setting up Blais down low. And then a few seconds later, Sammy Blais picked off a pass along that same wall. Face off here in Abbotsford territory between Smith and Wise. Canucks need a clear and a change when they can. Smith wins it. Wu behind the net for Hirose. Left wing passer Baines, and he'll use the space he's given. Over the red line, dumps it in. Kara stays out for now. Applies pressure. Ahmet able to shrug him off. And the Eagles cough it up inside the Abbotsford blue line of Kudratsa. Sassin and Lekkerimäki join Baines. Lekkerimäki dumps it in. Ahmet behind his net, able to find Jake Wise. He'll play it to Olausson. Over to Phillips, who gets it out. Canucks bring it right back in. Sassin, who had the series winner in Game 4. Trying to find Lekkerimäki around the net. It's cut off by Wise. Now Sassin on his knees makes a play to Baines, left corner. He'll feed the point. Kudratsev now to Mancini. His only play is to shoot it back behind the goal line. Sassin and Lekkerimäki trying to dig it free. Comes out of some skates. Wise takes a hit from Lekkerimäki, but makes a play to Yoon. And Foodie will dump it into his own bench. Whistle sounds. 9:15 to go. And this is a first-round rematch from a season ago between the Canucks and Eagles, which was a very tight series that not only went the distance to 3 games, which all were in Colorado, but needed to settle it in overtime. And with both of their seasons on the line, Chase Waters steered home the series winner from in tight, which left the crowd stunned and off. Abbotsford went to the second round, and that was just a crazy game as Brad Hunt, the former Vancouver Canuck, the pride of Ridge Meadows, tied the game with under 3 minutes to go to force OT, but in the end, Abbotsford was victorious. Eagles win the draw and dump it in. Brisebois tied up by Foodie. It's knocked behind the net for Cole McWard. McWard off the glass and down. Delayed icing, and the whistle will sound. Under 9 minutes to go. Still scoreless. And I would say the Eagles came out, dictated the pace the first 4 to 5 minutes, but the Canucks got the physicality going, especially Sammy Blais and Jet Wu, which got the crowd loud. And both teams getting set for a face-off to the left of Shilov's. Waters going to take it against Megna, the two captains. It's knocked loose. Played towards McDonald, who shoots it back behind the net. Jason Megna up the wall, trying to get away from Waters. Feeds a point. Ludwig shot blocked in front. Felleber follows up. Sharp angle shot. Kept out by Shilov's. Now McDonald can't hold the blue line. He'll dump it in. But his teammates will have to tag up, so that should allow Abbotsford to change and break out. Then Mueller and Carlson step back on with DiGiuseppe. 8:30 to go, first period. Cole McWard in for Mueller down the right wing. Protects the puck. Poked away neatly there. Devontae Stevens able to get it back for Colorado. And Yoon chips it down. Ends up towards Shilov's, and that'll be an icing call. And I thought that was going to be waved off. The Eagles got a case here. Thought Hirose might be able to make a play on it. He tried to, but the officials say the draw's coming back towards Trent Miner. And he's staring down Artur Shilov's tonight, who is red hot. He gets his 8th straight start this evening. And he's allowed just 1 goal over his last 3 home starts. And has posted a shutout in 2 closeout games. And enters in this 3rd round with the most wins and shutouts among goaltenders in the Calder Cup playoffs. And was spectacular against the Eagles in the regular season. He was 4-0 and was dominant, allowing 2 goals or less in 3 of those 4 victories. So far, he stopped all 3 shots he's faced. Face off near circle between Mueller and Tynan. Tynan wins it, flicks it out quickly. Hirose banks it for Mueller and dumps it right back in the attacking zone. Miner behind his net, sees DiGiuseppe coming, plays it around the glass. And now Mueller steals, plays it down inside the right circle as Tynan was shaken up. Ran into somebody and might need to change as he's laboring a bit. And he'll go off to get looked at. We'll see if we can get a replay of what happened to TJ Tynan. Eagles play it inside the Abbotsford zone, not very far though, as Wu plays it across to Hirose. Hirose dumps it in. Ahmet first to it for Colorado. Feeds it behind the net for his partner. Rosen to Phillips. He'll take it behind the goal line, pressured by Smith. And now Rosen able to get the feed from Phillips and starts the breakout. Ahmet dumps it in off the stick of Kara. Jake Wise against Mancini. And now it ends up in the corner, back towards the point. Phillips able to get it back to Wise. Left point feed for Ahmet. Takes his time, takes a shot off the goal stick of Shilov's. And now Blay lines up Phillips. He goes down, puck ends up in the corner for Olausen. Tried a point feed but was blocked by Kara. And I'll send him with a steal, tries a shot that gets blocked by Mancini. McDonald follows up with a shot. That's stopped by Shilov's. And now it's played towards Kudratsev, up the wing for Blay. As the Canucks are caved in a bit here, and finally it's shot out by Kara. Not enough for icing. 6:45 to go, still 0-0. Eagles trying to catch the Canucks changing, but nothing doing there. It's chopped down towards Miner. Sassin's fresh, he's in a foot race. Ludwig gets in front of him. Sassin trying to get it to the corner. Lecker-Mackey is decked by McDonald. What a hit! But Lecker-Mackey gets right back up, grabs the stick, and the Canucks steal. Here's Baines on the left wing. Feeds it behind the net for Sassin. Sassin in front. Ends up to the point for Breezeball. He'll tee up a shot, missed the net. Miner didn't see it. Lecker-Mackey stays in the play. Sassin trying to get it to him. He's tied up, and McDonald chips into his own bench. We have seen some huge collisions tonight, folks. And the latest is McDonald lowering the shoulder on Lecker-Mackey, who didn't see him coming. And now we get a little bit of a scrum as the intensity has really picked up. You wondered how long it would take for the post-whistle altercations to begin. And it didn't take long, as these two teams need to be separated by the officials. And we're getting a look at TJ Tynan's injury. He looked like he tripped over Ty Mueller. We'll keep an eye on his status. Shots are 4-2 Eagles, but it is still scoreless here in game number 1. And the aggressive play been the story so far as Waters steps on the ice with Cam Bites, Nielsen, Hirose, and Wu. Megna, Felleber, and Phillips. The top line out for Colorado. Waters trying to kick it free. He's tied up. It's poked loose, and Phillips skates onto it. He'll play it ahead for Felleber. Felleber trying to get it back to Phillips. Hirose intercepts. on his backhand, plays it up the wing. And Dino Cambites, the Colorado native, will dump it in, but picked up by Rosen. Plays it down towards Shilovs, and the Abbotsford netminder drops it behind the net for Hirose. Akito Hirose, the center for Nielsen. Nielsen had it poked away, and Chris Wagner fires it in, took a hit for his troubles. Gets right back up as the Eagles change. 5:35 to go. Still looking for the first goal here in game one. Jet Wu over the red line, fires it in. Yoon picks it up for Colorado behind his net. Backhands it up the wall, stolen by Mueller on the right wing for Nielsen. His shot blocked by the goaltender. Miner hit him in the blocker. Former Billet brothers of the Giants, Tristan Nielsen and Trent Miner, as Nielsen gets his first shot of the series. Puck's in the Abbotsford zone. Battle for it. Mueller swings it behind the net for Kudratsev as Mancini lost his helmet, and he's got to go to the bench. Ran into Tynan, who's not letting him go there. Puck is at center. Ivan, a member of the all-name team, hands off to McDonald. With under 5 minutes to go, fresh bodies on the ice for both sides. Wise, in his own zone, drops it for Ludwig, former Pittsburgh Penguin. Ludwig being watched closely by Nate Smith. He goes cross ice for his partner McDonald. Hard pass the other way, tipped in by Wise. McWard, first to it in his own end. Sees pressure, trying to chip it up the wing. That hit Felleber. McWard stays hard on it, makes the play to Kara. And the Canucks swing it through center. Here's Brisebois with speed. He's got Kara going to the net. Brisebois stops and funnels it to Kara. Poked off his stick, though, behind the goal line. And then a big hit by who else? By Sammy Blais. As he throws down Felleber, who had the puck for a second, didn't see Sammy coming. And now Sendin in the Abbotsford zone on the right wing. Sees Blais coming. There's another hit. 5 body checks in this game already from Sammy Blais. And Sendin just saw him coming, and then McWard gets drilled by Sendin just as McWard dumped it in. Oh boy, folks, if this is what we're going to see the rest of the series, buckle up. 3:50 to go, first period, and Blais has the puck inside his own blue line. Blais to Sassin. Couldn't handle it on the backhand. Wyatt Ahmet will take it around his net. Stops. He's got all sorts of time and space. He's got 2 forwards at center. Now Foodie swings back low as the Boo Birds make their way around the Arena Bowl. Still 0-0, and now a bank pass to nobody as Ahmet got his signals crossed with Magna. That'll be an icing call. 3:25 to go as the fans get a rise out of that. And looking back in the season series, in the regular season between these two, Abbotsford dominated the 8 head-to-head matchups, winning 6 of those, which is quite remarkable because Colorado didn't lose a whole lot. And this place was a house of horrors, especially for them. They went 0-4 inside Abbotsford Center and got outscored 17-5. But again, that's the regular season. Things have changed. But you got to wonder if those tough games that they experienced here may be in their heads just a little bit. But again, the last time they played was February 17th. Face-off between Sassin and Magna. The Eagles pick it up. Here's Yoon with speed, dumping it in. Bounces to Shilovs. He'll guide it to the corner. Canucks trying to clear. It's played back down low. Jean-Luc Foodie playing in his 3rd playoff game. Tied up from behind. Gets it on his forehand. Sassin defending him. Ends up around the wall, and Baines will skate onto it. Nice positioning by Baines. He's got Sassin and Lecker-Mackey with them. Baines stops. Trying to find space around Yoon. It's around the net for Lecker-Mackey. Quick pass to Sassin. Up the left side. Taken off the puck beautifully by Magna. Lecker-Mackey gets it back. His shot finds a glove of Miner as it hit a stick and redirected to the goaltender, who makes his 4th stop. 2:46 to go. We will step aside. The score, Abbotsford 0, Colorado 0. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and HLTV through FloHockey.
Charlie and her family returned to British Columbia, where she continues to be under close medical care.
Welcome back to Abbotsford. Time winding down in the first period here in Game 1, still scoreless. 2:45 to go as the Eagles win the faceoff in their own zone and get it out. Jet Wu in his own slot, backhands it to Nate Smith, who peels back to find some space and plays it towards Kara down the right wing. Kara in Colorado territory, looking for Smith, and he ran it leg weight and thrown in front by Wu, and Miner kicked it away. Wasn't quite expecting it as it was rolling along the ice, but another big hit. That was Ludwig on Wu, or make that Smith. As the Eagles as well have had some big body checks. Puck is sent behind the net of Shilovs. Top line is out for Colorado. Brisebois in a battle, able to win it, finds Kara. Now played back to the point though for Ahmet. Ahmet to Rosen, couldn't take it off his skate, and DiGiuseppe takes over. Nice play behind the net to find a wide open Guillaume Brisebois, and he'll hoist it high between the blue lines. Wyatt Ahmet, as the Canucks change, got to be careful, nearly too many men. And now we get a whistle, and the Canucks might have gotten caught at the end of that. And it will be a too many men bench Miner against the Canucks, and the Eagles will get their first power play of the series. And they're ranked 4th in the playoffs. They went 4 out of 14 against the Barracuda in the last round and had 4 different players score a power play goal, so that's some depth right there on the 2 units. And Abbotsford hopes that this penalty carries over into the second, as this PK unit's been lights out good all playoffs. They're 20 for 20 through 2 rounds. So they got to look at a new power play unit. Tynan's out there with Wagner, Wise, McDonald, and Rosen. Tristan Nielsen will serve. McDonald is the one to watch. He had 13 power play goals in the regular season, which was second most in the AHL. He's lined up on the right wing right now. So we'll see where he lines up if they get possession. It's in some skates. The Eagles grab it, played to the point. Rosen walks the line, hands off to McDonald. He's on the right wing. Back to Rosen. Now to left side for TJ Tynan. He's usually the quarterback on power play. It's now Rosen, one-timer blocked by Mueller. He's been doing that all playoffs. Eagles get it back on the left wing. Chris Wagner's providing the screen. Tynan has it, left circle. Back to the point for Rosen. Mueller's without a stick, it's broken. So it's pretty much a 5-on-3. McDonald shoots, stopped by Shilovs coming to his left. That's the man they want, letting it rip, and Shilovs makes a save. Now Rosen, left point. Slows things down, back to Tynan, left wall. Back to Rosen, Tynan once more. Has Wagner looking for the pass in front, stolen by Mancini, and he dumps it down. Able to bend over to get in front of it, and Ty Mueller says thank you very much. He goes to the bench for a change, as does the rest of the penalty killers. 50 seconds to go in the first period. 0-0 the score. The Eagles have one shot on this man advantage. Puck is dumped in. This might be icing. No, it's waved off as Phillips just beat it out. Now the battle is on. Puck is down there. Baines under pressure. It comes along the side boards. Felleber shoots it back down low. Hirose trying to keep Phillips off the puck. Baines helps him out, and he'll clear to the line, but not out. Nice hold by Yoon. Now Felleber, wrist shot blocked by Jet Wu. DiGiuseppe will take it the other way. Stolen now by Ivan, as there's 17 seconds left in the period. The Eagles got to hurry if they want one last chance. Here's Phillips down the right wing, slows things down. Phillips, one-timer, Yoon missed the net. Puck rolls in front, wide open chance, and it's put wide by Ivan. How did that stay out? 3 seconds left, and that's going to do it. The Canucks dodge a bullet, and will be tied going into the second period as the buzzer sounds. A lively hop off the end boards, nearly hit the back of the net with Shilovs down, but apparently not out. We'll see if he got a piece of it. It came right to an Eagle player in front. Felleber was there, so was Ivan. After the shot from Yoon went wide, and it was Ivan wide open, and Phillips was standing in front of Shilovs, and it looked like it might have hit the post. We'll take a look at the overhead cam. What a chance, and yes, it hit somebody, and then glanced off the crossbar and stayed out. Ivan, can't believe it. And these two teams head to their locker rooms, scoreless, and the Canucks still have 13 seconds left to kill, and a too many men call. Well, folks, no goals to report just yet, but it's been an entertaining start. Lots of hits. And on the other side of the break, we'll come back and break it all down, and also hear from Manny Malhotra, as I caught up with the head coach a few hours before puck drop, got his thoughts on a variety of topics. So we'll roll that interview after we break things down after 20. The score, Abbotsford 0, Colorado 0. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to the Fraser Valley. Brandon Aston with you on this Friday night. Game one of this best of five underway. And the first 20 minutes was something. Let me tell you, you don't always need goals to have fun. All it takes is some intensity and big hits to get the crowd into it, and both teams as well. And that's exactly what we saw, as it is 0-0 going into the second period. And boy, where to start, I guess. 22 seconds in, why not there? The Eagles get a great chance of a turnover. Magna steals it from Brisebois. Wide open chance, in tight. Can't beat Shelos. Him in the goal stick and went out of play. That would have been a huge goal for the visitors if they could have scored on their first shot, first shift. But Magna denied. And then after that, we went a little bit before the next big chance. We saw a ton of hits. Sammy Blake came on his first shift, was hitting every white sweater he could see that had the puck. By my count, I might even be selling him short. A hit or two. He had at least 5 hits. Tristan Nielsen had one. Jet Wu lined up Felleber at the Canucks blue line. And on the other side as well, Colorado lowered their shoulder a bunch. The biggest one was McDonald and Leckermack. You didn't see him coming in the right corner. And give credit to the 20-year-old who went down hard, lost his stick, came right back up and stayed in the play as the Canucks had possession. So hopefully he's no worse for the wear. I'm sure it stings, but sometimes you just got to get back up and shake it off. And the Canucks had their first power play of the game, had one shot on it, didn't score. And then a few minutes later, the Eagles get their first man advantage thanks to a too-many-men call. And Jacob McDonald had a good chance early inside the right circle, the one-timer. Shelos made the save. But the best chance out of anybody in the game was on that power play when a shot from Yoon went wide, took a big hop off the end boards, bounced right back in front. Phillips was standing in the blue paint, and next to him was Ivan, who found the loose puck. Shelos wasn't sure where it was, and then Ivan, looking to make a 1-0, hit the crossbar and stayed out as the Canucks caught a huge break there. And on the Abbotsford side, no real grade A opportunities. I've liked the jump from the likes of Phil DiGiuseppe. Max Sassin, as always, has the legs going. On defense, Jet Wu, and Akito Hirose made some big plays. That line of Blay, Smith, and Kira, they've had a couple of shifts playing deep in Colorado territory. And these two teams, you can tell, just do not like each other, and that's just going to happen when you play 8 times a year. And now scoring off in the playoffs for a second straight season, but this time the stakes a lot higher with the winner of this going to the Western Conference Final. And looking at some of the individual shot leaders after 20 minutes, leading the way with 2 for Abbotsford is Tristan Nielsen. He had also a very effective opening 20 minutes. He was physical, got into the forecheck, got under some players' skins as well. And for the Eagles, leading the way with 2 shots is their top defenseman, Jacob McDonald. His last shot was a good test on Shelovs, like I mentioned, on that power play. Both these teams have a lot of depth. Canucks are the younger team, but are the heavier group. And I don't have the total hits after 20, but if I had to guess, the Canucks have the advantage. There just is no time and space for anybody out there, especially when the freight train, number 79 in green, is out on the ice looking to inflict some pain. So I'm sure the Eagles are talking about that, saying keep your head up when Sammy Blay is on the ice. But again, the Eagles had a good response when it comes to laying the body. So 0-0 after 20 minutes. Shelov stopped all 8 shots he faced. Minor turned aside all 5 pucks that came his way as well. And again, the Canucks struggling to get pucks on net for the first few minutes. They went over 5 minutes tonight before recording their first test on Trent Minor. And between these two goaltenders, different side of the spectrums about success in the season series. Minor was 0 for 4 against Abbotsford, while Shelovs was 4-0. But so far, so good for these two netminders going into the second period. And before we hear from head coach Manny Malhotra, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Laval and Rochester playing game 2 of their best-of-5 series. Laval won the other night 5-4. But tonight, Rochester responds to even the series. They win 5-3. So they go back to Laval for the final 3 games if necessary. Out in Charlotte, the Checkers hosting Hershey. That's the first game of their best-of-5 series. And the Checkers edging the 2-time defending champion Bears 3-2. So they have an early lead in that series. And last night, Texas opened up at home against Milwaukee. And it was the Stars doubling up the Admirals 4-2. And they'll play game 2 tomorrow night. Fans at Dunbar Lumber text inbox, as always, is open. I've already seen some messages come in. 650 is the number you can reach to get your comments and thoughts in about this game. Let me know where you're listening from and provide your name as well. We'll try to get some comments here after the Manny Malhotra interview. But first, I want to remind you that you can get your online 50-50 right now by going to AbbotsfordCanucks5050.com. Again, AbbotsfordCanucks5050.com. Must be 19 plus to play, and you must be in the province of BC when you purchase that ticket. All right, let's hear from the coach. A couple hours ago, I caught up with the bench boss of Abbotsford, Manny Malhotra. At first, asked him about what it was like having all this time off before this series started.
Well, Manny, I guess first and foremost, you guys had a bunch of time off before this series started. Just walk the people through how the week of practice was in preparation leading into this round 3 matchup.
Well, it was, first of all, nice this time of year to be able to get a few off days and some rest days for the guys, which was, badly needed. And then, as always, our focus in practice is to be extremely detailed and be purposeful in our practices, and the guys were, as usual, that again. So they're really excited just to get back into game action and excited to start this series.
Does your week of preparation change a lot during practice, Manny, depending on the opponent you're playing? Like, are you doing things a little differently this week, preparing for Colorado, than what you did last week against Coachella?
Well, there's definitely certain elements to practice that would prepare us as far as what we're going to see from our opposition. But our focus is always, making sure our game is executed well and how we execute our game plan and structure. But there's definitely an element of knowing what we're going up against this week.
So at this time of the year, everything seems to get heightened, and you've seen how intense it can get out there on the ice. But take us off the ice if you can, maybe more so on non-game days. Are you of the mind that guys should still kind of find a way to remain loose and enjoy this run that they're on right now?
Yeah, the days off are really important, obviously, to get the rest and recovery element of it, but also just to be able to unplug from hockey and take your mind away from the game. Obviously, when the guys are here, they are all in, the intensity's high, their attention to detail and focus is high, so when they have the opportunity to turn it off and just enjoy the weather, be outside, walk their dogs, spend time with their significant others, that's a really important part of an off day for me.
Looking at the last series quickly as a whole against Coachella Valley, through games 1 to 4, what were your takeaways? What were you most impressed about your team's performance at getting the job done in 4 games?
I think overall, just the contributions by everybody. As we've gone through this year, we haven't really had to ride one line or ride one player in particular. It's been the contribution and the everything by committee mindset that has gotten us to this point. So nothing changed throughout that Coachella series. On a nightly basis, we have different guys stepping up in different capacities. Goaltending was a big part of it for us, but just the fact that everybody has found a way to contribute, not just on the offensive side of things, but just through physicality, through good structure, through good energy on the bench. It's been a total team effort.
A few more questions for head coach Manny Malhotra. And Manny, your group has been very physical through the entirety of this playoff so far. And just kind of curious from your end, how much can your team physicality be a factor over Colorado in this series? Just because you look over on the roster, they got some slighter guys. They're the most skilled guys, but also not the biggest in the world.
Well, we're very aware of their offensive capabilities and the speed that they possess, so that's definitely on our mind in terms of how we can limit their time and space with pucks and getting pucks in open space. But as you look around the league, just physicality is just a part of the game at this point of the season. So, we definitely want to be the aggressors on that end of things and set the tone physically to make sure that we're not giving their high-end people time and space in our zone.
I've asked you a lot about Artur Shilovs over this playoff run, and I'm not going to ask you any generic questions about him and his performance. I mean, what he's doing has been incredible, but maybe if you can, man, just fill us in on a day-to-day. How does Artur carry himself, whether it's an off day, a game day, that's been leading him to not only success that we've seen this year again in the Calder Cup playoffs, but what he's done in the NHL and the international stage?
I think he's such a good pro in terms of his day-to-day and his preparation and what he needs to get out of a day, whether it's a rest day or a practice day or an optional skate day. This is a guy that really enjoys putting in the work, and so there's no surprise to me that he's playing the way he is with the way he takes care of himself and his wanting to do more with goalie coach Justin Pogge. It's not a surprise to me.
I want to quickly touch on Colorado again, and we all know the type of season that they had, but your group also had a lot of success, especially against them in the season series, and I know that the slate is kind of clean now going into this third round against them, but if you were to have more success against them over this best of 5, Manny, what would be some reasons why?
Well, again, if you look at what they're capable of doing on the offensive side of things, not only their forwards, they have some D on the back end that put some pucks in the net. So obviously minimizing the time we spend in D zone, minimizing the quality looks that they get in the O zone is a priority for us. So our structure and making sure we're killing plays early is definitely going to be on our mind. But the best way to do that is to be able to apply pressure at the other end of the ice. So our forecheck game, our pressure in the O zone and keeping them in that end of the ice is also going to be part of our game plan.
How much of a focus this week has been on special teams? You guys on the PK have been great, but they've also have a great looking power play over there as well.
Well, it's, again, this time of year, that's special teams can be the difference in a game. You see the number of power play opportunities go down, at the NHL level, at the AHL level, as the rounds go on. So you know that when you get the opportunity or you need to kill an opportunity, those are huge moments in the game where you can gain a lot of momentum.
I want to finish this on a bit of a lighter note. Just kind of curious what the overall Malhotra family group chatter has been like, because we got you starting the third round of the playoffs tonight. You got your boy Caleb and his Chilliwack Chiefs starting game 1 of the BCHL finals. What a run they are on down the road from us here. They're going to take on the Brooks Bandits. So, like, have you and the family had to push back, like, family vacation plans at all just due to the runs you guys are on?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of hockey in the family chat right now, but obviously that's a good thing. It means that we're both on some having some good seasons. As difficult as it is to not be together right now, we all understand that it's the most important and most fun time of hockey season, so we're making the most of it.
Always appreciate the time. Thanks, Manny.
Pleasure, thank you.
There you go. That is Manny Malhotra, his team, and the Colorado Eagles, 0-0 after 20. Coming back with the second period face-off. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup playoff hockey on Sportsnet 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to Abbotsford. We're already underway. 5 seconds in. The puck is shot in the Colorado zone, and Tristan Nielsen will step out in 2 seconds. We'll be back to 5-on-5 as Colorado just iced the puck as Nielsen touched the ice. 16-second mark. We got our first whistle of the frame, and now both teams have had a power play. And one of my notes coming into this game was that physicality could be a factor for Abbotsford, especially just looking at some of the smaller players. Like I mentioned in the interview with Coach Malhotra, you got Matthew Phillips. He's 5'8", 160 pounds. TJ Tynan is 5'9", and the Canucks have been physical throughout this entire playoffs and have delivered some massive hits, and they've done it again through 20. And we'll keep it on the status of TJ Tynan, who got tangled up in the first period. Looked like he was favoring one of his legs. As Linus Karlsson scoops up a loose puck, he'll dump it into an empty corner in the Colorado zone. Now DiGiuseppe taps it to Mueller. It's in his skates. Mueller got held up, past to DiGiuseppe, and he tried a shot but whiffed on it. And Phillips will get over center and dump it in. Off to the bench, he and his line mates go. Linus Karlsson tied up. Puck is played to the right point for Calle Rosen. Rosen with a shot, tipped on, saved by Shilov's. Puck is loose in front, and it's played behind the goal line to Brisebois. Tynan is out there, so he is A-OK. Close call and tight as DiGiuseppe banks it through center. And now Abbotsford looking to change. Minute gone by in the second period. Another good early chance to start a frame by Colorado. As the Eagles break out through center, Tynan dumps it in. Shilov's behind his net. Goes across to Cole McWard. His only play is to shoot it to the line. It's held in by Ivan as McWard kind of fanned on it. Now Chris Wagner behind the net, has a man in front, throws it towards the slot, stolen by Sassin. Good positioning by the center. And Sassin playing it in for Baines, back to Sassin in front, but he's taken out the puck beautifully by Devontae Stevens. Didn't allow Sassin to shoot. Now Mancini right point, wrister blocked in front. That hit Brian Yoon, and Colorado chops it out. Ivan will dump it in, and the Eagles change. Kudratsev behind his net. Matthew Phillips back out there getting double shifted. Looks like Poland isn't getting a shift on the fourth line. He was slated to play with Wise and Olausson as Sammy Blais works it down low for Kara. In front, nobody home. And Matthew Phillips will counter. Backhands it to center for Olausson. He gave it away. Eagles get it back though, and Ludwig across the Abbotsford line. Right wing feed for Wise. He'll take a shot, stopped by Shilovs. Rebound comes to Sammy Blais. And the veteran takes his time. Saucers one to center, got away from Kudratsev. And Colorado picks it up in front of their own net. Canucks making a change. Wyatt Ahmet. Head up the other way. Hard pass tipped in by Olausson. Shilovs behind his goal. Handles it. Goes over to Jet Wu. Wu banks it to Hirose. He's got some room. Waters, Nielsen, and Cam bites the forward line for Abbotsford, and the Canucks nearly coughed it up, but Waters got it back at the red line. Finds Nielsen, who dumps it in deep. Waters after it in the forecheck, ties up Ahmet. In some skates, and now we got a penalty coming against Abbotsford as Cam bites knocked down Sendin, who wasn't near the puck. And Colorado about to get their second straight power play this game. It's going to be an interference call to Dino Cambites. 3:04 into this middle frame. Eagles out shooting the Canucks 9-5 right now. Face-off coming all the way down towards Shilovs. Another good start to a period from the Eagles. Out there for the Canucks is Waters, Mueller, Mancini, and Brisebois. The Eagles' power play last time out had one shot and hit a crossbar. It is Wagner, Tynan, Wise, Rosen, and McDonald, the power play unit. Mueller will take the draw, wins it to the corner. Brisebois behind the net for Waters, sees pressure coming. Good read by Tynan. Separates Waters off the puck, and the Eagles set up. Rosen to Tynan, left corner. Wagner's in front. Now he backs away. Tynan to Wagner. McDonald backdoor pass. Took it off his skate. Nice job by Brisebois to tie him up the last second. And now Wise from the right corner plays it to the point for Rosen. Eagles regroup up top. Tynan left wing. Surveys. Goes back to Rosen for a one-timer. Kicked away by Shilovs. Rebound to Waters. Can he get it out? Yes, he can. Nice hustle to get in front of Tynan. Colorado has one shot on this man advantage. And here's Tynan dumping it in. Mancini has him lined up. Played around the net. Wagner steals, throws it in front, and a nice shot by Mancini to get it back, and he feeds it out to center for Di Giuseppe. He'll dump it in deep, and the Canucks change. Power play is halfway done. Rosen in his own zone. Nearly lost it to Baines, but now McDonald. To the right wing for Megna. He's fresh. Megna over to Wise. He'll play it around the net. Stolen by Hirose. He's got some room. And the defenseman banks it off the window and into the Colorado bench. Whistle sounds. 48 seconds ago in the interference minor to Dino Cambites. Good penalty kill shift, especially from Mancini and Waters. Able to make plays and get it out. Shilovs has made one stop. And now the officials are talking. Are they saying that the draw is going to be outside? No. Face-off will be to the left of Shilovs. So after a short rest, Ty Mueller will come out to take the draw. 15:44 to go, still 0-0. Kara will join Mueller. Always good to have a second centerman out there. Megna, Ivan, Felleber, the forwards on this power play unit with Yoon and Phillips on D. Mueller won it last time. He and Megna both jumped. They'll get a warning. And now Megna jumped again. This time he's waived. So it should be advantage Ty Mueller. Is the other Ty for Colorado, Ty Felleber, spells it differently, Ty Y-E. Mueller wins it. Wu wraps around the boards. Phillips easily keeps it in. Sets it up for Megna. Point feed. Now to the right side it comes to Ivan. Back up top for Yoon. Yoon to Ivan. Back to Yoon. Megna screening in front. Here's Phillips on the left wing. Back to Yoon. No shot just yet. Phillips left corner. In the slot, shot, stopped by Shilovs. Rebound comes to Phillips. He'll guide it back towards Felleber. 25 seconds to go in the power play. Felleber for Yoon. Back down low for Phillips. Out in front, shot, and Shilovs kept it out with his left shoulder. Nice play by Phillips just to take it towards the net. Eagles aren't done. Yoon, wrist shot, blocked in front. It hit the skate of Wu. Now Felleber's shot hit the side of the net. Magna to the point, stolen by Mueller, and the rookie dumps it down, and the Canucks are going to kill off another. Eagles are 0 for 2, and Ty Mueller, always making great defensive plays, does it again right there. We're back to 5-on-5. 5 minutes played, second period. Shots are 4-0 for the Eagles, but it's still scoreless. We'll see if the Canucks can build off a good kill. Nice steal by Breezeball in the attacking zone. Hands off for Baines. Now for Sassin on the right wing. Fanned on his pass, and the Eagles take over. Sendin over skates it. Eagles still get it out, though. Bradley, cross ice looking for Olausen. It's brought in by Sendin. Backhander stopped by Shilovs. Rebound comes to the corner for Lecker-Mackey. He'll hand off to Mancini. Off the glass and out to center. The Canucks have a 3-on-2 rush. Baines across the blue line with room, throws it in front, and Lecker-Mackey just missed the tip. Now the puck is chipped over the glass for a whistle. Face-off should stay in Colorado ice. 14-12 to go. It is 0-0. And that second power play unit from the Eagles worked around a little nicely compared to the first, and Phillips had a chance in tight as he saw the seas part a little bit, but Shilovs made the shoulder save. And back to where the Canucks went, and Lecker-Mackey looking for his first playoff goal. Just steered the Baines pass wide. Kara Smith and Blay out there with Hirose and Wu. Jet Wu's had a really strong return to the lineup. Been physical, has made some good defensive plays. Boxed out his man nicely on that last Colorado power play, not allowing a rebound. Jujar Kara going to get waved out. So Nate Smith, who takes some draws, he's used to this. Can play center or wing. Lines up against TJ Tynan. Two right-handed shots dig in. Smith coming off a very solid performance against the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Put up 4 points. Tynan wins the faceoff clean the other way. Rolls into the Abbotsford zone. Wu banks it to Kara. And the Surrey native finds Sammy Blay. Here he comes down the right wing, cuts to the middle. Blay to Hirose. Left wing shot stopped by Minor. Hirose follows up, throws it in front. Jet Wu's wide open. He shoots and he's stopped by Minor. No rebound. There's the Canucks' best chance as Kara mixes it up after the whistle. And now 8 of the 10 players getting involved. Officials doing their best trying to break these two teams up. What a setup by Hirose behind the net, finding his partner Jet Wu. Goes glove side, and Minor confidently snatches that one down. As a goaltender didn't face any shots up until that point. He stopped Hirose, and then Jet Wu with a golden opportunity. And the former Vancouver Giant says, not so fast, and we will step aside. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup playoff hockey on Sports at 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to Abbotsford Center. Still scoreless in game one. Shots 12-7 for the Eagles. Abbotsford just had their best chance of the game, courtesy of a chance in the slot from Jet Wu, but Minor able to reach out with the glove to stop it. Mueller wins the draw to Jet Wu. He'll feed it to Hirose. Slides it behind the net. Mueller on his knees makes a play to DiGiuseppe somehow. And now it's in the corner. DiGiuseppe trying to turn off a check. Falls. And now it's loose behind the goal. Ludwig trying to find Felleber. Jet Wu with a pinch, trying to keep it in the corner. Ends up back behind the net. Ludwig trying to step aside from DiGiuseppe. He's held up. Carlson finds the point. Hirose back to Carlson. He's pressured from behind by McDonald, who knocks him off the puck and feeds it ahead for Felleber. He'll dump it in deep, and Phillips beats out the icing. Shilovs pokes it away to the corner. Magna follows up with a shot, saved by Shilovs. Hirose gets the rebound, finds Nielsen. And the Fort St. John native works his way across the blue line. Nice move, but he poked it too far ahead of himself. And Minor plays it to the corner. Shot by Carlson, stopped as Minor was sliding to his left after he played it. Now Waters takes a shot off the glove. Rebound loose in front. It ends up back behind the net. Canucks still have it left corner. Chase Waters to the point. Brisebois over to Cole McWard. Snapshot intentionally wide. Ends up in the corner for Nielsen. He's tied up by Felleber. Puck is knocked free to Phillips, and he'll lift it the other way. Not enough for icing. Canucks starting to find their legs here in the second period. Waters dumps it in. Nielsen on the forward check. Up against Stevens, his former teammate here in Abbotsford. Dino Cambites down there. Knocks it free in front. Looking for Nielsen. And it rolls to Minor, who covers in the crease. Nielsen was open for a second there, but got closed on. And then ended up towards the Colorado netminder. 12:27 to go. And Abbotsford doing a good job of winning battles in the corners. They're using their D. Getting towards the blue paint. And now they have the last 3 shots of this game. Still 0-0. And Trent Minor getting his 5th start of these playoffs. And it is his net to lose. There's no question about that, as he played in all 4 games last round against San Jose. Won 3 of 4 and has allowed just 5 goals over his last 3 starts. And he's a good story, because he was in the ECHL for a bit last season, and also in each of the previous 2 campaigns of the Utah Grizzlies. And now he's not only starting the playoffs for the Eagles, but got his first NHL start in January with Colorado against Chicago, which was a throw of a lifetime for him, of course. Did suffer a loss against the Hawks, but nonetheless. Bain, Sassin, and Lekker-Mackey out with Mancini and Kudratsev. Left wing face off, and the Canucks get it back. Here's Mancini. Over to Kudratsev. One-timer goes wide. Baines behind the net. Able to find Lekker-Mackey. Up the left side, feeds Mancini. Mancini to Kudratsev, right wing. Doesn't have a shooting lane. It's blocked. It comes out to center. Kudratsev to the middle of the ice. It's picked off. Wise to the right wing for Olausen. Olausen to Foodie. He'll find Wise. Back to the point, Ludwig. Over to Wise again. Jake Wise backhands it behind the net for Foodie. Foodie up the left side looking for room. Blind pass stolen by Baines, and he'll get it to the neutral zone for Lekker-Mackey. It comes back to Kudratsev. Both teams looking for a change when they can. Getting close towards the halfway point of this game. Sassin. End of a shift. Still has some gas. Try to pass, it got blocked. Ludwig to McDonald. Cross ice in the Abbotsford zone. He's got Bradley. Bradley one-on-one against Jet Wu in the corner. Puck ends up behind the net. Kudratsev, nice play to Blay. And he'll play it high all the way down. Icing is going to be the call. Canucks can't believe it. They thought that Yoon gave up on it. And I think they got a case as they're booing the officials. 11:22 to play. As the Canucks are arguing their case, but to no avail. Shots 13-8 for Colorado. And thought we might see a lot more goals in this series. They still could, as the Eagles were the highest scoring team in the regular season at 250 goals. And the Canucks weren't too far behind them. Finishing in the top 10. Right now it is 0-0. Face off here between Sassin and Tynan, and Sassin's been out for quite a while. And Sassin wins it. Kudratsev, quick pass to Smith, and out they go. Sassin will go to the bench for a change in favor of Kara as the puck is shot in the Colorado zone. Yoon, who's had a good start to this game. Plays it around the net for Devontae Stevens. Over to TJ Tynan, the former Ontario Reign center. Couldn't get it out. It's shot back down low. Kara one-hands it for Blais. Smith's going in front of the net. Blais taking off the puck. Good defense there by Yoon, but Kara in the right corner. Had it for a second. Tied up from behind. Now Blais knocks down Tynan. Didn't see him coming. And now Blais gets headlocked and thrown to the ice. Play goes on as Hirose gets it down low for Kara. He's all by himself, and he hit the post. What a chance for Kara and tight off a feed from Hirose. Remains 0-0 as the Eagles chip it in deep, but they did it before the red line. It's an icing call. 10:33 to go. A couple of glorious opportunities in the period. The first one, Jet Wu, a few minutes ago, and now Jujhar Khaira, who got behind the defense, stick handled in tight and then put it off the post. What a chance. And a great hold on the blue line there by Hirose to make it all happen. Face off in the Colorado zone. We'll see if the Canucks can take advantage of tired legs on the other side. 10:33 to go. Face off done unfairly. They will redrop it. Mueller's out there with Carlson and DiGiuseppe. And now Tynan taking his time. Veteran play here. Found something on the ice. Gives it to the official. Looks like it might have been some tape. Shots are 13-9. That last shot off the pipe from Khaira doesn't officially count as a shot on net. Mueller wins a draw to McWard. Over to Breezeball. His shot stopped by Minor. Rebound in front. And Mueller was denied by Minor in tight. And the Eagles just iced the puck again. Nice job by Abby to just funnel pucks off a clean face-off win. And then Mueller was in front. Couldn't slide it home on the backhand as Minor has had to been sharp these last few shifts that Abbotsford has had. Quick play off the draw. Mueller, Mancini, or then Breezeball. Shot got through and Mueller was there. Now he wins another face-off. McWard on the left wing. Wrist shot stopped again by Minor. No rebound. And he'll do his team a favor and allow them to change. 10:20 to go as the Canucks have almost caught up to Colorado in the shots on goal department. At one point it was 13-5. It is now 13-12. As momentum is swung in the favor of the home team. We'll see if Mueller can win a third straight draw. This time he'll face Jason Megna. Mueller, the lefty, lost this one to Megna. Rosen takes it around his net. Gets it to center. McWard try to play that, hit a body. Now Carlson follows up and looks to skate it in. Passes to the wing at DiGiuseppe. He'll take a shot that goes over top of the net. Now McWard at the right point will tee one up. That got blocked by Ludwig, it looked like, or make that Rosen. And he's hobbled a bit. Eagles cleared. Now Matthew Phillips coughs it up to DiGiuseppe. Here he comes. Drop pass to Carlson. Inside the left circle. Linus Carlson taken down. Play goes on. Callie Rosen feeds it up to center for Ahmet. He'll dump it in deep. It's been a little bit since the Eagles have had some pressure in the Abbotsford zone. Now Mancini wins the battle against Philibert. Plays it to Cam Bites, who clears. DiGiuseppe skates onto it. End of a shift. He tees up a shot stopped by Minor, and he'll hang on to it. 9:30 to go. That was a long drive from DiGiuseppe. He just wanted to change, it looked like. He's always one that looks to get rubber towards goal. As McDonald had a hard time clubbing that one down out of midair. So Minor, like Shilovs, has made 13 stops. This game is halfway over, and both teams have yet to blink. Game one of this round 3 series has been physical. And the goaltender's also part of the story right now. Waters out with Cam Bites and Nielsen. Waters wins it to Nielsen inside the left circle. Wrist shot. No room on the blocker. It bounces to the point for Mancini. Trying to keep it in down low. That was partially blocked. Now Cam Bites to the right corner as Waters in front. Cam Bites around the net. And he got knocked down from behind. Fans want to call. They're not going to get one. Puck is tied up along the left wing. Ludwig around his net. Has the puck. Canucks are going to change, so Ludwig will have some space. Plays it to Foodie in the Abbotsford zone. And him and Kudratsev run into each other. Kudratsev fell. Foodie stayed on his skates. Brings it up the right side. now working on Mancini. Baines intercepts. Nice play by the winger to get to center. And Lekkerimäki makes a move and dumps it in. Baines is delayed offside and the whistle sounds. 8:46 to play. Still 0-0. And they've taken a shot off the board for the Abbotsford Canucks. And when it comes to playoff experience with regards to these two teams, Colorado has a slight edge with a total of 376 Calder Cup playoff games on their roster coming into this one, while Abbotsford is at 341. And there are a few players in particular on Colorado's side that helps that number. TJ Tynan leads all skaters in this series, who before tonight has suited up in 63 career playoff games, so this is number 64, while Captain Magna is behind him with 60. Callie Rosen has the third most at 39, while on the other side, Chase Waters has the most games in the Calder Cup for Abbotsford in franchise history with 21 under his belt. Puck is in Abbotsford territory. Lekkerimäki overskates it. Phillips in front, and that was knocked away. Wise lost his footing. And now behind the net, Olausson using his big body to protect it against Hirose. Feeds the point. Rosen shot, stopped by Shilovs. It ends up in the corner. Nice reverse by Hirose to find Wu. He'll make a play to spin away from Wise. And Akito Hirose will weave his way back the other side, and it's dumped in behind the net. Lekkerimäki looking for Sassin. Sassin's double teamed. Ties it up in his skates as Sammy Blais takes the spot of Baines. Puck is worked free to Ahmet. Ahmet to Olausson, and he'll get it out to center for Rosen. Odd man rush for the Eagles if they want it. Here's Wagner on the right wing. Wrist shot stopped by Shilovs. Rebound comes to Blais, and the Canucks will look to counter. Blais to Brisebois. Across the blue line. Drop past McWard. He'll shoot it on net. Stick saved by Miner. Ivan chips it towards the line. Held in for now. And now shot to the center ice line. Sammy Blais looking for Brisebois. Stolen by Tynan. Now Yoon the other way for Ivan. Rolls off his stick. Blais takes over. Makes a nice feed to the right side for Kara. Right back to Blais. Blais to Nate Smith. On the left wing in the Colorado zone. Turns. Gets it back to Blais. Now to the right point for Mancini. Mancini stops. Trying to find room against Magna. Mancini to his forehand. Magna staying with them. Knocks it to Yoon, but Mancini plays it to the crease and picked off by Stevens. Now DiGiuseppe comes on the ice. Eagles can't change. Devontae Stevens over to Wagner, and this time it's out to center. Eagles go off. The Canucks trying to catch him. Here's DiGiuseppe on the right wing, but he had a man offside. Carlson was the head of the play. Whistle sounds with 6:51 to go. Fans disagree with the call. Shots are 14-13 for the visitors, and in this period it is now 8-7 for the home side. And Sammy Blais goes to the bench for a change, and yesterday when he woke up, he was tied for the playoff scoring lead with 8 points, but Justin Ritzkowian from Texas had a 3-point night on Thursday against Milwaukee and came into tonight's contest leading all AHL skaters with 9 points. But Sammy Blais, again, effective with the way he's throwing his weight around tonight. Eagles win the face-off and dump it in. Mancini takes a peek around his shoulder, wraps it up the wall. Carlson takes a big hit from Ludwig. He goes down, gets back up, has the puck, and goes around the net for Mancini. Mancini off the glass and out. Ludwig over to McDonald. McDonald steps away from Ty Mueller, gives it right back to Ludwig, who dumps it in deep. DiGiuseppe tied up by Felleber. Felleber able to find Magna. Magna's pass towards the slot, picked up by Mancini. Nice stick there, and Carlson lifts it out. End of a shift for this trio. DiGiuseppe plays it in offside, so the whistle sounds with 6:08 to go. Still looking for the first goal of game number 1. And a reminder, folks, tomorrow's an off day. These two teams back at it for a 6 p.m. face-off here inside Abbotsford Center, and that will be the last home game of the series for Abbotsford as the scene shifts to Colorado. Got a good crowd tonight, and hopefully we get a good crowd on Sunday. And you can get your tickets online at abbeycanucks.ca/tickets. Again, abbeycanucks.ca/tickets. Chase Waters' line comes on. It's one back. Jet Wu dumps it off the stick and out of play. That hit Chase Bradley in the neutral zone. So we'll have another face-off with 6:03 to go. And Max Sassin, as I mentioned, scored the series winner in the opening period of Game 4. Also had 3 shots, so now he's recorded at least 3 shots in all 7 playoff games. And comes in with 26 shots, which is tied for the most in the AHL playoffs coming into tonight. And I caught up with Max after closing out the Firebirds a week ago. Got his thoughts on a variety of topics, including his play and how the team got the job done over Coachella. So stay tuned for that conversation in the second intermission. Still got just over 6 minutes to go. Cam bites in the face-off circle after Waters got waved out. Puck enters the Eagles zone. And now Waters has it in his skates. Falls on top of it. Pried free by Jet Wu. Hirose plays it in, delayed offside. And now Foodie, the other way, will dump it in. Mark Sendin behind the net looking for Bradley. Nice play by Hirose to chip it away towards Waters. He'll find Cam bites and out it goes. Glove down by Rosen, who ran into Nielsen. Rosen falls, and the puck is cleared after Cam bites delivered a check. Meanwhile, here come the Eagles in transition. Got some stuff happening behind the play as the two teams finally separate. Now Nielsen behind his net for Hirose. He'll chip it up the wall. Lecker-Mackey is there. He just stepped over the boards. Pass it to center for McWard. McWard for Waters on the left wing. He's got some space. Waters creeping in. Waters shoots. That got blocked. In front for Nielsen. Can't jam it home. That was blocked just before it reached the net. Now Lecker-Mackey gets grabbed onto, and that's going to be a penalty. And Lecker-Mackey is hurt. Looked like he got a slash. So a power play coming up here, but the concern is to Lecker-Mackey. You took one on the wrist, it looked like, and he'll need to be looked at. And he'll have 90 seconds to hopefully catch his breath. He's always a key part of the power play. When we come back, the Canucks on the power play. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650, NHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to Abbotsford. 5:01 to go. Canucks going to their second power play of the game. Wyatt Ahmet in the box for slashing. And it was a nasty one on Lecker-Mackey, who is not on the ice right now, but this isn't the unit he plays on when it comes to the power play. So hopefully he can jump out if this power play unit changes. Face-off left circle between Magna and Mueller. Canucks 0 for 1 on the power play. Mueller wins it to Mancini. He's pressured quickly. And it's played down to the corner. Carlson couldn't swat it. Blais, under pressure, finds Mancini. Left point, in a phone booth, back to Sammy Blais. He's taken off the puck, and Fellerberg can't clear, though. Mancini with a good hold. Shoots it to the right corner for Nielsen. Now behind the net, Carlson. Left wing feeds Sammy Blais. Blais looking to take it towards the net in front. Shot by Mueller, he scores! The Eagles had chances to clear. They couldn't do it. And Sammy Blais ends up feeding Ty Mueller in the slot. And the rookie has his first career Calder Cup playoff goal. And he just opened the scoring in game one. It's a power play marker. A shot-beating minor glove side. And this place waves the towels. They're fired up. It is 1-0 Abbotsford. What a job by Blais and Mancini. Seconds before that, holding the line somehow. The Eagles looked like they had a great chance to clear not once but twice, but Mancini able to shoot it around the net. It comes back to Blais up the left wall. He takes it hard towards the slot, finds Mueller, and it's 1-0 Canucks with 4:35 to go as Mueller continues his fantastic playoffs. The numbers aren't eye-popping, but it's the other stuff that he is doing that not a lot of rookies can do in the Calder Cup playoffs, whether it's defensive play, winning face-offs, and now he's got his first Calder Cup playoff goal. And Nate Smith just tried a shot, but got checked from behind. Nice defense there by the Eagles, and now Ivan on the left wing takes a shot that gets blocked and goes out of play. Nice job by Nate Smith to block it. So Blais and Carlson get the assists. And so Sammy Blais again continuing his strong play in the Calder Cup playoffs. Came in with 8 points, which is second. He's now up to 9. Three-way tie. And that was just a patient, strong play by Sammy. Ludwig went down, made a screen his goaltender, and Mueller puts it home. And we finally have a goal here in game number 1. Canucks have been dominant these last 10 minutes or so. Haven't spent a lot of time in their own end of the rink. But right now there's a face-off to the right of Shilov's. And that's just due to the fact they're dumping it in, playing a lot towards Trent Miner. And when there's a battle to be won, whether it's in the neutral zone or in their own end, they're coming out with the puck, as they do right now. Nice job by McWard to reverse it to Brisebois. He'll get it to center. Brisebois supporting Kara, takes the feed. Right back to center for Smith. Smith to Kara. He had a great chance earlier, hit the post. Now Nate Smith banks it to the point. McWard wide open. His shot goes wide. Now here come the Eagles in transition. Matthew Phillips down the right side. Stops. Gave it away to Brisebois. And he'll chip it off the glass and out. You can hear the footsteps. Matthew Phillips right there. That's exactly what the Canucks want to see. You do not want to have him hold on to the puck very long. And now he's rubbed off the puck behind the net, courtesy of Brisebois, who knows what type of Phillips is. They have played each other these last several years. When Phillips was in the Calgary organization. And when you lower the shoulder on him, he will think twice. And that's exactly what has happened so far tonight. 3:15 to go. And if you heard my discussion with Manny Malhotra in the first intermission, I asked about being physical, and he said he's very aware who's on the other side for Colorado. And Phillips, one of the most skilled players in the league, will make you pay. As Waters knocks down Devontae Stevens. And now those two go at it again. Waters throws him down in front of the Colorado bench. Stevens gets back up, and here come the Canucks the other way. Lecker-Mackey with Waters. Here's Lecker-Mackey on the right side. Wrist shot blocked. Puck loose in the crease, and it's covered by Miner as Baines is coming late looking for the loose change. Whistle sounds. 2:46 on the clock. 1-0 Canucks on a goal from Ty Mueller. At one point, the Canucks are being outshot 6-0. It is now 10-7 here in the second frame. And overall, it's 15-14 for Abbotsford. As Miners here in the Bronx cheers from the fans inside Abbotsford Center. Miners had a strong game. And that last one that Mueller scored looked like it glanced off his glove just a bit, but not enough to keep it out. Fourth line's out there for both sides. Chase Waters in the circle against Mark Senden. Senden tied for the team lead in points in the season series against Abbotsford. He had 2 goals and 3 assists. Good news for him, not great news for Colorado because he's a bottom 6 center. Nice player, but usually it's the likes of Phillips, Magna, Felleber leading the charge, TJ Tynan, but they were relatively quiet in the regular season against Abbotsford. As the Canucks win the faceoff, Jet Wu dumps it down low. Nielsen makes a nice play to skate away from Ahmet, feeds the left point for Hirose. Waters screening in front, Hirose's shot gets blocked, and look out, Foudy trying to get away from Hirose at the Abbotsford line, but he was kept in front of Hirose. Nice job by Aikido to stay with them. Now Chase Waters looking for someone at center. He's got Cam Bites. Rolling puck. Foudy trying to take over for Colorado. And now the Canucks bring it in offside, so the whistle sounds at 2:18 to play. And Lecker-Mackey, who had a chance on his last shift on the right wing, couldn't get it towards the net. He's suited up in the last 2 games. Picked up an assist. Still skating on the top line with Sassin and Baines. And this is a guy that has feasted on the Colorado Eagles this season. I mentioned that Mark Sassin had 5 points against Abbotsford, while Lecker-Mackey had 8 in 5 games. And 6 goals. So he had more than a goal per game against Colorado in the regular season. So maybe there's something about seeing that Eagles logo on the other side that gets him fired up. We'll see if he can keep it going in this playoff series. Took a big hit in the first frame. Got right back up, and now the Eagles have a steal in the Abbotsford zone as Brisebois couldn't clear. Phillips back out there getting double shifted as Jason Megna takes a shot that gets blocked by who else? Ty Mueller, and it goes out of play. He just puts his body on the line. He does not care about pain. 2:02 to go, second period. And you just know his teammates and coaches love it. Even the fans recognize Ty Mueller putting his body on the line. And he's got the only goal of this game as he gets set for a face-off against the veteran Jason Megna. Both centers on their strong side. And the puck is won back to Phillips. His shot was blocked as he let a one-timer go. Now McWard off the glass. Or do they say that's off the glass? It's out of play. We might have a delay of game call. The Eagles are arguing. And now the officials will gather and see if they're going to give Cole McWard a penalty or not. Colorado says yes. Abbotsford says no. And they're saying it's tipped. So we play on 5-on-5 as the Eagles say, what? Come on, man. Minute 56 to go. They're still barking at the officials as Carlson is chirping at Matthew Phillips away from everything, and John Ludwig sees that and gives Carlson a little cross-check on the arm. So we saw things get really feisty in the first. Haven't seen a whole lot in the second, but now these two teams are starting to remember, oh yeah, they hate each other. Carlson now goes to the bench for a change. Still 1-0 Abbotsford. Face-off will be on the other side. Chase Waters out there for face-off duties. He'll take it against Megna. Felleber lined up directly behind the Eagles captain, looking for a quick shot if they can win the draw. And he kicks it back, but a good surge by Hirose, knocked it to Mueller, and out it goes. Akito Hirose continues his phenomenal Calder Cup playoffs. Another case of being in the right place at the right time. As Ludwig tried to pinch, he was stolen instead by Abbotsford and sent down the ice. This will be icing. As Waters tried to find Di Giuseppe. Canucks could have had an odd man rush if they connected on the pass. And Matthew Phillips, he did have a big series against the Barracuda in round 2, put up 6 points. It's on a 4-game point streak. Scored the OT winner in game 3. And this is a guy that led the Eagles in scoring in the regular season, put up 57 points, which is the third time in his career that he reached the 50 plateau, and sits on 300 career AHL points at 337 games as the Canucks win the draw. Woo for Waters, and he ran in to Callie Rosen. Good pinch off his left point. Frees it up for Wagner. He'll get it back to Rosen. Rosen to McDonald for a one-timer. That got it blocked. Now Mueller tied up against Rosen. In some skates. Mueller and Rosen not even moving just yet. Now it comes back to the point. Ivan with a shot. Stick save by Shilas. Mueller gets the rebound. Jams it up the wall for Waters, and another good pinch by Ivan. Hit his shin pad. Canucks will try the other side. Eagles looking for some late momentum here. Canucks on their heels. Last minute of play, second period. Now Di Giuseppe finds a puck, and he's off the other way. 1-on-2. Turns away from Stevens. Feeds it to Smith off the bench. Smith fumbles it. Canucks get it on the right side. Kara falls, but Mancini shoots it down low. 45 seconds left as Sammy Blais makes another hit in the corner. Down goes Phillips. He gets back up, able to win a puck battle. Matthew Phillips now pressure from behind by Smith as Stevens reverses it to his partner Ahmet. Ahmet chips it off a stick to center for Phillips. 3-on-3 rush the other way for Colorado. Phillips stops on the left wing. Plays it to the point. One-timer by Ahmet is blocked by a sliding play. Ahmet gets it back and chips it down low. Phillips in front, wide open chance. She loves a save, and he's got it. What an opportunity as Sammy Blais is down after the shot block. There's carnage everywhere. There's a skate blade and a stick broken in 3 different places laying on the ice right now. What a setup by Phillips in front. Finding Olausen, and he's absolutely robbed by Shilovs with 16 seconds on the clock. Here's a shot block by Blais, who went down to get in front of it. And then the puck found Phillips behind that, who chopped it in front for Wise, actually. It wasn't Olausson, and Wise with a huge opportunity, stopped by Shilovs, and it just stuck to his gear. And now the concern is Sammy Blais, as he was laying on the ice the entire time, but I think his skate blade might have popped out. That's why, as he's staying on the bench. And yes, he gets the skate blade from one of the officials, so that's the second time some steel has popped out of a player's skate. We saw that to Colorado in the first period, and now Sammy Blais, the victim there, as that shot block must have hit his steel. So it's still 1-0 Canucks, face off deep towards Shilovs. 16.9 on the clock to be exact. Canucks win the face off. Mancini off the wall, down the ice. This will be icing, and that will kill about 7 seconds off the clock. 9 seconds remains. Shots are 16-15 Eagles. And those are the tight area plays that Matthew Phillips can make, whether it's in the corner behind the net where he just was, setting up Wise. Face-off between Waters and Wagner. Canucks looking for another face-off win. And those two centers, both with a false start, will get a warning from the linesman, Luke Pye. Waters wins it clean, the breeze ball. He'll take it around the net. Knows how much time's left, finds Baines, and he'll just eat the puck against the boards. 2 seconds left. Scrum ensues, and time's going to run out as McDonald's blasts one wide. That was actually closer than I thought. And now Tynan getting into it with Mancini. Big size difference there. You don't want to do that, TJ. Victor Mancini is almost 230 pounds, and you, my friend, are 165. But give him credit for not backing down to a much bigger player. And these two teams will head off to their locker rooms. We didn't have a goal after 20 minutes, and we have one, courtesy of the Abbotsford Canucks. Ty Mueller on the power play, making it 1-0. Shots on goal, 16-15 for the Eagles, who started to find something over the last few minutes. And now Wyatt Ahmet is chirping at Sammy Blais before he goes off, and the officials need to step in and give both those players a personal escort. It is getting testy again here inside Abbotsford Center. The Canucks on the board, on the power play. They're 1 for 2 tonight. Colorado 0 for 2, which sets up a huge third period. Another great defensive game by the Abbotsford Canucks. We'll see if they can continue it into the third period against the top dogs in this Pacific Division. Going to take a break and come back, break down that second period, and also hear from Max Sassin. Thanks for tuning in, folks, on your Friday night. My name is Brandon Astle. Get your text into the Dunbar Lumber text inbox, 650-650. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup playoff hockey on Sportsnet 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to the Fraser Valley. Game 1 between the Canucks and Eagles here in round number 3. And after 2 periods, the score is Abbotsford 1, Colorado no score. Brandon Astle back with you here in the second intermission. And let's recap you on the scoring. It began at 15:25 on the power play. The Eagles looked like they had some chances to clear, but Sammy Blais and Victor Mancini teamed up along the left point to hold it in. Mancini wraps it around the net, comes to Carlson, who brings it right back to the same side. Sammy Blais picks it up off the wall, and with intent, takes it hard inside the left circle, finds Mueller in the slot, who puts it home, glove side on Minor. That's Mueller's first career Calder Cup playoff goal, and it opens the scoring with Blais and Carlson getting the assist. So for Sammy Blais, that's his 9th point of these Calder Cup playoffs, tied for the most out of all skaters in the playoffs. And Linus Carlson getting another point. He's up to 6, and this is 8th game. And so that is where we stand after 40 minutes. Shots on goal in that last period favored Abbotsford with 10, but the Eagles right behind them with 9. And again, at one point, it was 6-0 in that period for the Eagles, who for the first 5 to 7 minutes were coming out of the gates hot. Were peppering Shilovs, and even got a power play at one point. Shilovs made a couple of nice stops and some chances in that period. Jujhar Khaira got a feed from Hirose in tight, hit the post, blocker side on Minor, stayed 0-0. That was around the halfway point. And then after that, Ty Mueller had a chance of a face-off win as it was thrown towards the net, got a rebound and tried to slide it home on the backhand. Minor made the save. Tristan Nielsen, a few shifts after that, had a follow-up chance on a Chase Water shot that got blocked. Came right to Nielsen. Minor wasn't ready for it, but it got blocked by a defenseman. And at that point, the Canucks were really firing on all cylinders. Their feet were moving. They weren't spending much time in their own zone. They were using each other. And if there was a battle to be won, whether it was in the offensive zone, neutral zone, in their own end, it seems like they were skating away with the puck for a good 8 to 10 minutes, I would say. Had the Eagles on their heels a bit, and eventually led to that goal, courtesy of Ty Mueller. And the reason why the Canucks went to that power play was Jonathan Lekarmäki taking a nasty slash from Wyatt Ahmed, and we haven't seen Lekarmäki since, as he went to the bench right away in the locker room with 5 minutes to go. So hopefully he's all right and can come back. Abbotsford did capitalize on it, so at least they were able to have something to show for. You never want to see anybody, especially a young player, navigate his way through the Calder Cup playoffs and has been injured already, missed some time to land back on the IR, so hopefully he can shake it off. And then after it was 1-0, it was nearly 1-1 in the dying seconds when Wise took a feed from Matthew Phillips behind the net. He's all alone in front on Shilovs and took a quick snapshot one-timer, and Shilov stopped it, didn't even allow a rebound, just stuck to his gear. And he has been lights out good again. 16 shots, 16 saves. Minor is 14 out of 15. Power play departments, Abbotsford is 1 out of 2. Colorado 0 for 2. Shots on goal leaders for the Canucks, they got a bunch of players with 2. And they are Wu, Lekarmäki, Mueller, McWard, and Nielsen. And for the Eagles, they have a couple players leading the way with 3 shots apiece. They are Wise and Wagner. And this Eagles team is already short the bench. Jason Pullen has dressed. I haven't really seen him. Chase Bradley has only had a couple of shifts as well. And Aaron Schneekloff, the head coach of the Eagles, has been giving Matthew Phillips a shift on the regular. And that'll probably still be the case in the third. With an offensive dynamo like him, you got to put him out there for as many opportunities as he can to try to help tie this game. He's got one shot and has taken a bunch of hits, especially from Sammy Blais. And defensively, I've liked the game of John Ludwig and Jacob McDonald. Jake Wise, who's usually a depth forward, he's seen a lot of ice tonight and has had some opportunity. He gets power play time as well. And from Abbotsford, some players that have stepped out. Obviously, Ty Mueller blocking shots. He has the only goal, winning faceoffs, making strong defensive plays. Same with Akito Hirose. Always admire him. Not the biggest guy, but is willing to get his nose dirty, and it's his brain that keeps him out of danger and stays one step ahead of the play, it seems like. Sammy Blais has an assist, and has 7-8 hits. Tristan Nielsen's been effective. Victor Mancini, although the zeros on his box score, he's made some great defensive plays, especially one on a penalty kill in the slot. He had that great hold. If there's a third assist, he would have gotten it on that Mueller goal. He's blocked some big shots as well. And the man in net, just another day in the office for Artur Shilovs, who's been tremendous. And we'll see if he can keep the train rolling in the third. All right, let's get to the interview with Max Sassin. After Friday night's win against the Firebirds, I caught up with Max, who scored the series winner in the first period, and got his thoughts on all things Abbey Canucks. So here he is, the Michigan native, Max Sassin.
Well, Max, the Abbotsford Canucks are off to the third round for the first time in franchise history. How does that sound?
It sounds pretty good. We expected to be here, but obviously we knew it wasn't going to be easy, and Coach Malhotra made it really hard on us. And it feels great, and we're so happy to play at home next Friday and hopefully see all the fans out there.
What do you make of this overall series, Max, especially like at home when the series transitioned to Abbotsford? Didn't seem like there's a lot of offense out there.
No, wasn't a lot of time and space anywhere in the ice. Both teams did a really good job in the neutral zone of kind of clogging it up and making us chip pucks in, and I think we did the same thing to them. There wasn't a lot of offense, and in playoffs, you never know what kind of game it is, but we feel comfortable in 1-0 games, and we feel comfortable in 6-5 games. So we can kind of play in any weather, and I think that's what we're trying to show in the play.
I bet you're also pretty comfortable with that goaltender you have, Artur Shilovs, getting another shutout in a closeout game. How nice to kind of look back between the pipes and just see him doing his thing.
I just said it over there. I can't say enough good things about him. Every single time that it feels that it's a crucial moment, big game, he steps up and he's our best player. And, that's what you need at this time of year. And he's a great guy, and so happy that he's on our side. We feel so confident with him in the net.
So going into Game 4, no team scored on the power play. Sure enough, the game-winning goal from you turns out to be the first power play mark of this series. How important was that coming in Game 4 to get that area of your guys' game going?
Yeah, I thought maybe the first couple games we weren't too sharp on the power play, and then I thought Game 3 we were dangerous. I thought we had a lot of good looks, and we missed a couple empty nets, and I knew it was only a matter of time. We've been setting up pretty well and getting our looks, and Harry's constantly preaching, our assistant coach, when it's not maybe going in, just keep shooting, and Kirill does, and luckily it pops right out, and I put it home, and it was a big goal, obviously.
What can you say about the depth of this team? You go back to Coachella Valley, Jet Wu scores a goal, Breezebach scores a goal, Kudratsov, another defenseman, gets one in game number 3. It just seems like it's been the common theme all year in this team that it just, at different moments, who knows who gets stepped up, and that's just kind of what happened this series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's that's the strength of our group, that we can play. We have however many defensemen we have here, they can all play, even the guys that didn't play. The forwards, there's a lot of good forwards out. And then up and down the lineup, our 12 and 6, we can play everyone, and that's such a big advantage as a series goes on, especially as a game goes on too, where maybe the other team's only playing 2 or 3 lines, and we can play 4. And then it's as the game goes on, it kind of feels like you're going downhill because they might be a little tired.
How's the body feeling after getting through 2 rounds of playoff hockey? Is it a lot more sore compared to going back to the regular season?
I think everyone has some bumps and bruises on our team and on both sides, right? So you can't use excuses like that. Everyone's going through something, and it's not the time to take a game off or anything. So you got to just keep pressing and using the resources we have. And it's nice that we have a week off break here and get everyone recharged, rejuiced, and the body's feeling good. We'll be ready to go.
So the last 2 games, Max, you had Jonathan Leper-Mackey insert himself in the series on your line. How do you think he fared playing against a pretty solid Coachella team?
Yeah, he's an elite player. I think he had some looks, and we'll hopefully get him some more looks because his shot's dangerous. Yeah. He's a great kid, and I love playing with him. And I think we can even do a better job as a line of getting him his looks, and I think it's only a matter of time before you see one going through the other team's goaltender.
So you came out of Western Michigan when your season finished there. As a rookie, you got into playoff action right away. How much have you grown, and how much have you kind of elevated your game now that you're, I guess we can call you a playoff veteran here in your third go-around in the Calder Cup playoffs?
Yeah, it's a lot different. I think even last year, I was kind of timid and a little maybe nervous. And this year, it feels like we're all kind of grow up together here. Me, Bainesy, Rats, Carly, Woozy, whoever. Like, we all kind of came up together here, and I think in our third playoff run together, we're really starting to feel comfortable and confident in these big moments, and not shying away from it, but embracing the nerves and the pressure that comes with it, and I think you're starting to see that.
A few more questions for Max Sassin, and you obviously are dangerous offensively using that speed of yours, but one thing I've noticed lately is the uptick in your defensive play, and it seems like Manny's tapping you on the shoulder a bit more to take some big face-offs and be a strong defensive player. How much have you grown in that area of your game?
Yeah, that's a big key for me to take the next step in my game. I still got a lot better to do, and just sorting out the D zone and taking draws and trying not to lose them clean and win them. I think that's a big. It shows a lot of trust in me being out there on penalty kill and 5-on-6, and something I didn't do last year. So it feels really good that he's tapping me on the shoulder at the end of games. And hopefully keep making them look good.
Help us handicap this series between Colorado, the top two teams in the Pacific, going at it to the right to move on to round 4. What type of team is the Eagles?
They're fast. They make plays. They have a ton of really, really high-end offensive players. McDonald, Tynan, Phillips. These guys. You give them a chance, they're gonna do something good with it. So, but on the flip side, I think we have a lot of guys that are similar to them that you give us a chance and we're gonna do something good with it. So it's gonna be a high-pace skating series. I think they're fast. I think I'd like to say we're quick too. So it'll be a fun series to watch as a fan and playing.
And finally, Max, the fans need to know, after a game like this, you guys are moving on to the third round. Your roommate's Ty Mueller. What does Max Sassin and Ty Mueller do when they get home after a big win like this?
Oh, we're gonna. I think the team's going to Brown Social House. We'll shout them out.
Okay.
And then we'll get home, and me and Mule's always kind of sitting on the couch and just talk until probably like 1 or 2 a.m. because you can't go to sleep after games. So it's a little insight onto what we're gonna do, and then. Get some rest, and we'll be ready to go.
Always a pleasure catching up like this, Max.
There you go, Max Sassin, and I'm sure he and his roommate Ty Mueller will be talking about Ty's goal in that second period in the bumper spot on the power play. We'll see if we get more goals in the third, which is on the other side of the break. Thanks for tuning in, folks. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup playoff hockey on Sportsnet 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to Abbotsford. Start of the third period between the Canucks and Eagles. Ty Mueller had the only goal of that last period. Will we have any others as this third period faceoff is set to get underway? And good news for the Canucks, Jonathan Lecker-Mackey is back to start this period after taking a slash to the arm from Wyatt Ahmet. So that's a great sign for Abbotsford that their top prospect is ready to go again. Mueller against Magna in the circle. And we are back underway. Carlson able to play it to Jet Wu. Bank pass to Carlson. He'll chop it in. Mueller's after on the right wing, but they're going to say offside, so we got a quick stoppage. 8 seconds in. Hey fans, the race of the Calder Cup is on. When every moment matters and every play counts, stream every heart-pounding moment exclusively on AHL TV on FloHockey from now until the cup is won. AHL TV on FloHockey, because playoff hockey hits harder. And yeah, tonight is the free game on FloHockey. Hope you fans are enjoying it, whether you're watching on social media or YouTube. Here's Linus Karlsson with a shot after it came to him off the stanchion. Went wide. Now Karlsson on that right wing keeps it down low. Mueller left corner skates onto it. Magna trying to separate him from the puck. Mueller trying to get it to DiGiuseppe, and he does. Up the right side, quick pass and a block by Felleber before it got to Wu, but DiGiuseppe able to get it back to the line. Mueller trying to shoot it in, that hit Felleber, and ricochets all the way down to Shilovs, and he will shoot it up the wall and find some room at center. Both teams change. Good defensive play there by Felleber as he also goes to the bench. Ludwig chips it around Baines, now in the Abbotsford zone. Lost it, and here comes Lecker-Mackey the other way. Down the left wing, he's got Sassin in the middle. Lecker-Mackey stops, wrist shot blocked. Comes to Sassin, who plays it to the right point for McWard. McWard shot stick saved by Miner, and that ends up along the wing. Wagner will tap it behind his net for Ludwig. They got Tynan at center looking for a home run pass. McWard was there the whole time. And now Ivan the other way to the right side for Wagner. Wagner's shot. Blocker save Shilovs. Rebound comes to Tynan. Back to the point. And a great diving play by Baines. Knocked it out. Or else Devontae Stevens might have had a shot at the blue line. Canucks continue to sell out. Back in their own zone. McWard backhands it all the way down. Not enough for icing. Kara turns on the Jets, but Yoon steps in front of him and reverses it to Stevens. Up the wing. Sammy Blais saw it coming, but the pass was too hard and comes to center. Jujar Kara right back in deep. Miner, the goaltender, stops it for Stevens. A Go Canucks Go chant making its way around the Arena Bowl as Jake Wise leads the rush for Colorado and dumps it into Shilovs. And he will take no chances and covers as we are getting towards the 2-minute mark of this period as the two teams come together. Each have a shot on net. And Jujar Kara, he was just out there, arguably the Canucks' best player in that last series. Finished with a team-high 5 points in 4 games against the Firebirds. And with his frame and work ethic, he can be tough to handle. And he and his line mates, again, had those Firebirds on their heels a lot of the time from games 2 to 4. They're on the bench. Actually, Waters comes out to take the draw. Smith and Kara stay out. Blais is on the bench for Waters, who won the face-off, and it's chipped the other way. And Waters goes and trades places with Blais at the bench. The Eagles looking to clear. Olausen in the corner. Pinned by Kara. Ends up behind the net for Calle Rosen. Rosen to his partner Wyatt Ahmet. Right back to Rosen. He's got a man at center. Picked off. Nice job by Kudratsev. He'll dump it right back down and the Canucks go off. Shovel look to keep shifts short. Play smart, simple hockey, especially as this period rolls along. Eagles play it in. Hirose ties up Wise. Puck is freed up in the corner for Foodie. He'll get it to the point for Ludwig. Over to McDonald on the right side. Wrist shot. Didn't make its way to traffic. Through traffic, I should say. Now Waters. Little bank feed to Jet Wu. And he'll calmly chip it out. Glove down by the Canucks, who touch it next, so it's a hand pass. 17:03 to go. And there are a lot of players that you're watching in this series that saw time with their NHL clubs this past regular season. And we talk about it a lot. 16 different players suited up for both Abbotsford and Vancouver this season, which is a huge number. But the Eagles and Avalanche say they see that number and raise you one more, as they had 17 different players suit up for both clubs. And Ivan played the most games out of anybody in the NHL this year in this series with 40. But you count it up, and 33 players combined between the Canucks and Eagles saw action in the NHL this past year, which is quite something. Just goes to show you how many injuries both big clubs had, and there were some cases where, especially in Vancouver, they made room for the younger players to come up. And now here's McWard holding the blue line in the Colorado zone, dumps it behind the net for Waters. Cam Bites in front. Waters up the left side. Ludwig trying to keep him in front. And Ludwig throws him down, big hit. Great defensive play as Waters gets back to his skates. Canucks steal him in the neutral zone. McWard to Carlson, and he'll chip it in as Waters goes back to the bench. Now Carlson to the point. Victor Mancini, wrist shot, blocked, and it pinballs to Foudy. Foudy spins away from the oncoming check of Mueller. Dumps it back for Yoon. Yoon's pressured. Carlson throws him against the boards. Mueller frees it up, but it's taken away by Magna. Now behind the play, Carlson and Yoon are tied up as Colorado brings it in deep. Foudy taking the boards. DiGiuseppe all over him from behind. Now Mancini comes in. Puck is played to the corner for Magna. Magna to the point for Rosen. Rosen takes a shot, hit a shin pad, and finds the stick of DiGiuseppe. He'll calmly get over the red line and shoot it in. 4 minutes played, third period, still 1-0 Abbotsford. Both teams changing. Here's Callie Rosen. Head up through center. Pass on the tape of Felleber. Felleber stops on that left wing. Shoots it around the net. Baines going after it against Ahmet. Those two tie up. Ahmet does a good job of holding in, but Baines intercepts the pass. He'll stick handle through the neutral zone. Arshdeep Baines to Max Sassin. He'll throw it towards the net, fought off by Miner, and it rolls into his glove off his chest. And he hangs on for a face-off as Lecker-Mackey has a quick chat with Jacob McDonald. 15-18 to go, third period. Shots even, 18 aside. Abbotsford still leading 1-0 on a power play goal in the second period from Ty Mueller. Been a very physical and aggressive opening game in this series between these two clubs. Face-off near circle. Sassin remains out there with Baines and Lecker-Mackey. Next goal is massive if there is a next goal. Canucks will be okay with the score staying the way it is. Wagner against Sassin in the circle. Sassin wins it back. Hirose throws his shot wide. Lecker-Mackey picks it up right corner. Trying to feed the point that was blocked by Ludwig. And now Baines falls going after it. Puck squirts free to an open wing for TJ Tynan. And he'll get it off the glass and out. Lecker-Mackey takes one off the shoulder. Wagner chips it in. Around the net it goes. Jet Wu sees Ivan coming. Nice little touch pass to Lecker-Mackey. Up the wing he finds Baines. Baines trying to absorb a check. Makes a nice spin pass to Wu. And out to center Max Sassin. Takes a check from behind. Hirose one-hands it out. Sassin gets back up and it comes to Hirose. Tynan fanned on that dump-in attempt, and he'll just go to the bench for a change. Hirose will bring it towards the blue line and dump it in towards Miner. He'll leave it for Stevens. Stevens finds Wise. Under pressure, right back to Stevens. Now on the tape of his partner, Ahmet. His pass hits a stick and goes out of play. That hit Nate Smith last. Face-off will stay in the attacking zone for Abbotsford. So as mentioned, these two teams played 8 times during the regular season. And the individual leaders I talked about a little bit for Colorado, both Sendon and Jack Ashon. Ashon's not playing tonight, led the way with 5 points. Felleber with 4, Phillips with 3, Tynan only had 2, and McDonald only had 3. So they kept the big guns off the score sheet for the most part in the 8-game season series. Whereas Abbotsford is missing Christian Wolanin. He led all skaters in the season series with 9 points in just 6 games. Lecker-Mackey had 8, so did Baines. Carlson had 6. Mueller had 6. Ratu is missing another game tonight. He had 4 points in 5 games. And I mentioned the goaltending. Shilovs went 4-0 against Colorado. Miner went 0-4. Canucks win the faceoff. Here's Breezeball off his point. Takes it deep. Good defense there by Foudy. Takes him off the puck. Trying to clear Jujar Kara at center. Trying to win a battle. Gets help from Smith and Blay. Puck comes to Cole McWard in front of the Canucks bench. The Eagles scoop it up. Here's Olausen, the first rounder. Dumping it to the right corner. Olausen taken down by Breezeball. And Jujar Karen helping out his defense, but the Eagles get it back. Here's a chance by Rosen. At the point, tees up a shot, and that got blocked on its way through as Shilovs was down. Good chance for Callie Rosen, and the Eagles still have it. Kara ties up Wise. Breezeball comes in. Knocks down Wise, and it comes to the right point for McDonald. McDonald with a drop pass. Foodie back to McDonald. Left point, now in the middle. One-timer, Olausen, glove save, Sheloves. No rebound. Nice job by the Eagles to go to work down low. They used their defense, and on that last sequence, a lane opened up in the middle, and a one-timer blast was denied by Sheloves, and we will step aside. The score, Abbotsford 1, Colorado no score. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup playoff hockey on Sportsnet 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey.
It's going to be good. There it is right there. Yo, Michaels, what's up? Everyone's favorite French reporter from the Pro Dude Network. Hello, Ali Ostrombo. Owner and GM of the Sudbury Bulldogs. Could it be? Hey, Matt. What's up, Matt? He has no idea. Oh, yeah, it's me. The biggest guy in the team needs virtually zero help to score goals. We'd like to welcome JJ Francis JJ to tonight's game. And finally, the outspoken leader of the team. Welcome. Hey, Shorzy. Look up, Shorzy. There he is. Look at that guy right there.
Back in Abbotsford, 13:33 to go. Still 1-0 Canucks. Callie Rosen with a chance on that last shift. Couldn't beat Sheloves. And then a one-timer was denied by the glove of the Abbotsford goaltender. Face off here to his right between Waters and Wagner. It's one back to the point for Rosen. His shot through traffic, clubbed again by Sheloves, and we'll have another face-off at that same circle. Nice job by Rosen just to funnel that through some traffic, and Sheloves able to catch it in the last second. As he's faced 19 shots. Wagner won that draw clean against Waters. This time it'll be Sendin trying to take it against the Abbotsford captain. Lines all mixed up here for Aaron Schneekloff. This time Waters wins it back. DiGiuseppe sees pressure coming. McDonald holds it in down low, and he'll try and chase after it. And the Eagles get possession. Chris Wagner backhands it behind the net, trying to start a cycle game. Sendin up the corner. Hit a body. Now Bradley battling down low. So is Waters, and he plays it to the line. And DiGiuseppe able to knife it to center as McDonald tried to step in front of him. Didn't work. Close call, though. Now McDonald in his own zone fires one the other way. This should be icing as Wagner didn't touch it, but they say Chase Bradley won the foot race, so we play on. Good hustle by Bradley at the end of his shift. Now it's tied up in the Abbotsford zone. In some skates, DiGiuseppe trying to kick it free. Mueller's on the defensive side of the puck. And he wins the battle to Sassin, and he'll get it to center for Carlson. Trying to get it back to Sassin. He would have had a breakaway if he hit him, but the Eagles came back hard and knocked that pass away. Nice hustle there. 12:30 to go. Third period, still 1-0 Abbotsford. As Wyatt Ahmet stops with it behind his net, goes to his partner Ludwig. Ludwig to center. Felleber chips it in. Hirose, pressure from behind by Phillips. Those two tie up against the end boards. Phillips plays it to the right wing. Ty Felleber keeps the puck down behind the net for Phillips. He'll get it to the left point for Ludwig. Ludwig trying to step around Lecker Mackey. Great defense by the rookie. Frees it up, and the Canucks have a 3-on-1. Here's Max Sassin down the left wing. Sassin shoots, stopped by Miner, no rebound. He decided to keep it, and I think that was the right call. He had a lane, and Miner makes a great stop to keep it 1-0. And that play does not happen without the great defense of Jonathan Lecker Mackey. The veteran John Ludwig tried to step around him at the left point, but Lecker Mackey did a great job of mirroring him and pinned him up against the boards, which freed up that odd man rush. That is perfectly drawn up by the rookie. And back to the way when Abbotsford And Sassin on the left wing couldn't find any room on Minor. 11:58 to go. Face-off is to Minor's right. Both teams making changes, and Blais, Smith, and Kara jump on against Tynan, Wagner, and Ivan. Shots even at 19 apiece. Been a close game, number one. Jujhar Kara wins the draw. Breezeball just shoots it to Blais. Comes up the right side. Cole McWard activates, trying to pinch. Does a good job of keeping it down there for now. And now a good pass finds Rosen, and he'll play it to center for Wagner. Wagner trying to chip it around Breezeball. Ends up behind the goal line. McWard with a nice reverse hit on Wagner, and the veteran goes down. And the Canucks bring it to the neutral zone. Jujhar Kara shoots it in. Sammy Blais delayed offside. He doesn't know it yet. And now the whistle sounds before he could line up Callie Rosen. I'm sure Sammy was smiling like a butcher's dog there, trying to paste Rosen to the end boards. But the whistle bails out the Colorado defenseman. And the draw will come in the neutral zone. The Eagles looking for the equalizer. And a candidate that might be able to do that is Ty Felleber, who was excellent in the last round against San Jose. 6 points in 4 games and scored the series clincher late in the third in game 4. And it's been a breakout year for him. Undrafted 26-year-old, had a career best 44 points in 67 games. And his dream came true on December 15th when he signed an NHL deal with Colorado. And a night later skated in his first NHL game at Rogers Arena against the Canucks as a member of those Avs. And this is a guy that was in the ECHL in 2022, 2023. And that wasn't too long ago, so great determination and perseverance by Ty Felleber, who's now a top-line winger for the Eagles. Canucks dumping it in towards Minor. He'll leave it for McDonald. Chips it high through center. Mancini going back to get it. Icing's waved off. Nice curling shot there by Jacob McDonald. And Mancini will fire it to center for Waters. Left wing pass for Nielsen. He's got speed. Nielsen shoots off the stick of McDonald and out of play. Looked like Nielsen had a bit of a lane to let it go, but McDonald reached out at the last second to get it over the glass. 11:02 to go, still 1-0 Abbotsford. As the shift stays short for Manny Malhotra, he gives a tap on the shoulder to Mueller, Carlson, and DiGiuseppe. Meanwhile, for Colorado, their line's in a bit of a blender right now. Sendin centering this line with Bradley and Wagner. Wagner started on the second line with Tynan and Ivan. So Coach Schneekloff shuffling the deck, trying to get some offense going. Face off near circle between Mueller and Sendin. Puck is won back to Hirose. He'll shoot it down low. Mueller lifts the stick of Rosen. It's freed up for Ahmet. Little touch pass for Sendin. Out to center he goes, and he dumps it in. Puck is behind the net for Hirose. In a battle for it. Got his stick tied up. Mueller trying to help him out. Stolen by Sendin. His shot blocked by Hirose, and the Canucks skate onto it. Linus Karlsson in for Jet Wu. Had it knocked off his stick. Wu and Bradley collide. Puck stays in the attacking zone for Abbotsford somehow. DiGiuseppe left wing. Spins off the check. Chips it behind the net for Karlsson. Rolls away from him. Sassin's fresh. He ties up Ahmet. DiGiuseppe's going to the bench. Karlsson stays out as he takes a cross check from behind by Rosen. Fans want to call. Ain't going to get it. Karlsson gets back up. Still receiving some punishment. Now it's freed up for Baines, who's fresh. Ahmet makes a nice play to Wagner. Eagles need to change when they can as Karlsson is jumping on an Eagles defenseman. The referee standing there watching. I don't know how he hasn't blown it down. And now the back official says that's enough. And there's going to be penalty or penalties coming up. Karlsson was the aggressor. He just had enough of being belted to the ice and jumped on Callie Rosen. We'll see if he sends both of them off. And he will. So Karlsson and Rosen getting the gate. Swede on Swede crime there. And we'll have some open ice here, 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. As we have 10:01 on the clock, still 1-0 Abbotsford. Face-off will stay in the Eagles zone. As both teams are at their benches collecting themselves for a few seconds before skating towards the face-off circle. And this Calder Cup playoffs has entered the division final stage, narrowing the field to 8 elite teams and A very interesting nugget is that all 4 matchups feature the top 2 seeds from the respective divisions. The Atlantic showcases the clash between number 1 Hershey and number 2 Charlotte. The North sees the top seeded Laval Rocket going against number 2 Rochester. And out west, Milwaukee Admirals, they won the Central and play the second place Texas Stars. And here in the Pacific, the Eagles and Canucks going toe-to-toe. They were only separated by 2 points. So 4-on-4 hockey underway as Ludwig tried to pass, got blocked by Mueller. Baines broke his stick, so he's going to the bench for a new one as the Eagles start their 4-on-4 breakout. Matthew Phillips behind his net for Ludwig. Under 10 minutes to go, third period. Ludwig with room to center. Takes it down the right side. Ludwig shot. That hits a stick and goes out of play. Nice block by Jet Wu. Calmly steps in front of that bid by John Ludwig. And he's someone who's going to see a lot of minutes in this series. Ludwig, a former third rounder of Florida, had a goal and assist last series against the Barracuda and spent the first 3 months with the Avalanche in the NHL. And last season played 33 games with the Pittsburgh Penguins and was claimed on waivers by Colorado before the start of this season. He remains out there with McDonald. A lot of skill on the ice on both sides. Mueller wins the draw for Wu. Wu leaves it for Hirose, right back to Wu, and the Canucks touch it 4-on-4 for the first time. Baines takes a lead feed the other way. 1-on-1 against Ludwig. Baines spins, in all alone. Baines stopped by Miner on the backhand, and he's got it. Oh, Baines had Ludwig in a bit of a pretzel there and created space for himself on that spinorama chance, and Miner makes a big stop to make it, keep it 1-0. Fans get a rise of that effort from R. Steve Baines, the team's leading scorer in the regular season, as he was looking for room glove side, and Miner did look behind him but had it the whole way. Still 1-0 Canucks with 9:20 on the clock. Face off here between Sassin and Tynan. Mancini also out there with Kudratsev in play. Tynan wins it clean in the corner for Felleber. Felleber looks up ice, turns away from Blais, picks up a little bit of speed, working on Sassin, and Sassin picks his pocket. Nice play by Max. He'll set up Kudratsev left point. Kudratsev keeps it around the net. Sassin battling down low with Stevens. Puck is knocked free to Ahmet. Good defending there by Devontae Stevens. And he takes the feed the other way. Actually, he didn't touch it, and this will be icing against Colorado. Went right between the legs of Devontae Stevens. So the Canucks will change and get some fresh bodies out. 4-on-4 for another 48 seconds. Shots are 2019 Colorado, but still trailed by a goal here in game number 1. Waters and DiGiuseppe step on with McWard and Brisebois, while some tired legs remain out there for Colorado. 2 of the 4 hunched over trying to catch their breath. Waters in the circle against Tynan. An insurance goal would be massive for the home side. Two veterans, Tynan and Waters, both right-handed shots. Have their sticks down. And a hit of skate comes to TJ Tynan. Leaves it for Devontae Stevens. He's got some room. Stevens turns away from Waters, and the Eagles can change if they want now. Instead, Tynan takes a drop pass. Tynan through center, looking for McDonald. He has him as he just jumped over the boards. Now Ty Felleber on the right wing, tied up from behind by DiGiuseppe, feeds it to the right point for Ludwig. Ludwig over to Wise. Out of the point for McDonald. McDonald back towards Wise. Good puck movement here by the Eagles. 10 seconds left to 4-on-4. Ty Felleber takes the pass. He's got McDonald, the defenseman, screening in front. Felleber to Wise. The Canucks keeping him to the outside. Now Ludwig only plays to shoot it behind the net. Nice job by the Canucks. They just gave him nothing there. Eagles had possession, but couldn't get to the middle of the ice. We're back to 5-on-5, under 8 minutes to go. Chase Waters has the puck behind the net, leaves it for Brisebois and starts the change. Sassin, Leckermacky, and Baines out there. Here's Guillaume Brisebois to McWard, jumped over his stick to center. Baines has it in his skates and rips it in deep. Leckermacky on the forecheck against Ahmet. That's the guy that slashed him. Leckermacky trying to work it free. And Devontae Stevens picks it up, finds Sendin. Here he comes through center. In the Abbotsford zone, it's kicked out by Hirose, and here comes Baines with speed. Lecker-Mackey to Baines on the left wing. He slams on the brakes. Baines will cycle it for Sassin left corner. McDonald trying to work him over. Sassin keeps the feet moving around the net. McDonald feverishly working, able to separate Sassin from the puck. Great defensive play, and the puck goes out to center. Chase Bradley skates onto it. His team is changing. 7 minutes to go. Wrist shot blocked by Hirose. Jujhar Kira behind his net makes a smart play. Lecker-Mackey taps it all the way down. Icing's waved off. Canucks can finish the change as Minor plays it to center. Wagner down the right wing, but Tynan was just a step ahead offside. 6:48 to go. Tynan's irate and is hearing it from the crowd. And now Sammy Blake comes in to have a word with him. He's small, but he's feisty, TJ Tynan. Haven't had a shot on either goaltender in over a few minutes as Wagner and Kara come together. And I mentioned TJ Tynan's hitting his 64th career Calder Cup playoff game. And he did something that is rare for him. He didn't record a point in 4 games in the last round. And this is someone who's been one of the best offensive players in the AHL the last handful of years. He had 98 points 4 years ago. And it's just a machine in this league. 49-52 this year with Colorado, which was the 10th time in his career that he's recorded at least 40 points. Tynan wins the face-off, and Devontae Stevens takes his time. Tried to pass, it got blocked. Nate Smith got in the way, and he's the other way with Kara. Tried to pass it on his tape, but Kara didn't have a stick on the ice. And now Kara's dumped to the corner, leaves it for Blay around the net, and it rolls off his stick. Blay trying to get it back, under some pressure, plays it to an open wing. Nate Smith skates onto it, blows a tire behind the goal line. Kara comes in to help him out. It's loose for Foodie. Smith trying to steal it from behind. Nearly did. Instead it comes to Ludwig. And the blue liner will pass across ice to Stevens. Jean-Luc Foodie back into his own zone for Ludwig as both teams change. Foodie through the neutral zone. Had it poked away. Gets it back. At his blue line working on Carlson. He'll feed it across to Ahmet. Carlson goes after him now. Ahmet swings it to Callie Rosen. It jumps over his stick. Mueller nearly had it. Rosen stays on it and clears. Now Phillips at center trying to pass. I got blocked by DiGiuseppe. Trying to chip it in. DiGiuseppe to the right wing for Carlson. Carlson stops. Plays it to the point. Cole McWard shoots it for DiGiuseppe. Right corner. Has a little room. Little stutter step move. Gets pinned to the boards by Ahmet. DiGiuseppe falls. Ahmet gives him a little cross check. DiGiuseppe gets back up. Good time-eating shift nonetheless here by the Abbotsford Canucks. As it comes back to McWard right point, jumps over his stick, comes to center, and McWard plays it across to Carlson, who shoots it in. Canucks are going to change. The Eagles have man behind the defense, but Carlson got a piece of that pass, and it rolls to Hirose, who one-hands it to Nielsen. Nielsen's tied up at his own blue line, and now the Eagles trying to bring it in deep, but the Canucks have sealed off that line, and it's shot to center. 5 minutes to play, third period. Seatbelts on, folks. We're officially in crunch time. 1-0 Abbotsford. Here's Dino Cambites. In his own zone, chips it off the glass and out. Puck lands in front of Minor, who leaves it for Stevens. Stevens to center. Falls. Still makes the pass. Felleber taken off his skates. Good hit by Nielsen. And Cambites backhands it in. Rolls to Minor, and he will cover up in the blue paint. 4:35 to go. And we will step aside one last time. The score, Abbotsford 1, Colorado no score. You are listening to Abbotsford Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and AHL TV through FloHockey. Welcome back to Abbotsford Center. 4:35 to go. The Canucks leading game one, 1-0. Shots even at 20 aside. Abbotsford looking to keep their perfect streak when leading after 40 minutes alive. They are 5-0. And this is the first opportunity all playoffs. The Eagles have found themselves down going into the third. And in this final frame, as we get set for a faceoff, the Canucks have 5 shots, the Eagles have 4. There just is not a lot of space out there to shoot. Everybody's getting in the way of pucks to help with their goaltenders. As they're back underway, Sassin, Leckermacki, and Baines. Puck is played to the point, stolen by Bradley, and the Eagles could have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Olausen working on Kudratsev on the right wing. Stops, trying to feed the point. Kudratsev does a great job of not allowing the pass, and now it ends up behind the net for Bradley. Chase Bradley, the rookie, in the high slot. Olausen had it poked away, and Baines brings it to center. Leckermacki to Sassin, he missed him. He'll beat out the icing, and Miner will play it off the glass. And it comes to center. Great defensive effort by Abbotsford there, teaming up to start that rush. And now Jet Wu in his own zone, chips it high through center. Lands at the Colorado blue line as the Canucks change. TJ Tynan will pick up speed and bring it down the right side in the Abbotsford zone. Tynan, wrist shot, blocker save, Shilovs. Ends up around the boards. Carlson knocks it down. Plays it to Guillaume Brisebois. McDonald pinches. Make that Hirose. He gets the puck and fires one hard to center. Linus Carlson is there, and he'll skate onto it in the Colorado zone. Carlson, right corner, battling Rosen. Those two just had penalties against each other. Now Ty Mueller down low, trying to eat some clock. 3:25 to go. I'm sure Trent Miner not long for this game, as Abbotsford continues to lead 1-0. McDonald around his net. Can't get away from Carlson. DiGiuseppe behind. Over to the right side. Mueller helping him out. Backdoor pass. Comes in front and Miner keeps it out. And Carlson took an extra whack and then drops TJ Tynan, and he's going to get a penalty for that. So the Eagles getting a late power play with 3:08 to go after Miner just made an alert stop on a ricochet. Carlson is looking for the rebound and they got attacked. And then Carlson with the last shove on Tynan. And boy, oh boy, what an opportunity for the Eagles. If they want, they can pull their goalie and make it a 6-on-4. I don't know how Miner kept that out. Great job squeezing his pads on the goal line. Colorado's 0 for 2 on the power play. Their biggest advantage of the game coming right now. Tynan goes down after Carlson shoved him in the face, dropped his stick, and the ref was right there to make the call. Fans think it was a bit of a dive. So Miner stays in his net for now. Mueller, Waters, Brisebois, Mancini, the penalty killers. Wagner, Wise, Tynan, McDonald, Rosen, the power play unit. Both teams at 21 shots apiece. Big face-off here between Wagner and Mueller. This is the game right now, you'd think, for Colorado. Both centermen on their strong side. And Mueller wins it back. Mancini with a chance to clear, and he makes no mistake. Good start to this PK, and Mueller goes off. Another job well done from Ty Mueller. Rosen starts a power play breakout. Dropping it for Tynan. TJ Tynan on the left wing. Leaves it for Wise. Wise trying to bank it to the point. It comes back to him. He'll go cross ice. Wide open on the right side. It's Wagner. He'll slow things down. 2:40 to go. He'll hand off to McDonald. McDonald to Tynan left wing. Wagner inside the left circle, takes the feed off his skate. Wise is in front. Wagner takes a shot, and it goes off Shilovs and out of play. Nice chance there, as the C's kind of parted there for Wagner, and Shilovs got in the way. So a face-off in the Abbotsford zone. Minute 19 to go, and Carlson's penalty. And he's in the box for roughing. Second roughing call that Linus Carlson has had this period. Same unit stays on for the Eagles. Miner remains in his crease. 2:27 on the clock. Waters against Wise in this circle. Puck is in some skates. It's played back to the point, but it split the defenseman. It ends up in Colorado territory. Callie Rosen goes back to pick up. Drop pass for TJ Tynan. He can really skate. Here he comes between the blue lines. Tynan, who drew the penalty. Left wing feed for Wise. Under pressure from Mueller. Knocks it to Mancini, but he can't clear. It hit McDonald, but Mueller picks off a pass, and he's going to go the other way. DiGiuseppe is going to join him. Takes the pass. Backhander, club save Minor, and he'll hang on. That's just a smart play by Phil to get it on net and get a whistle. Ty Mueller has been unreal tonight. Made the play on the back check against Wise. Freed it up to Mancini, who took a slap shot that hit McDonald in the chest. And then Mueller got it back, and away he went the other direction. And 2-on-2 with DiGiuseppe, and they got a shot away. Minute 54 to go in the third. 46 seconds left in the penalty. Second units out there for Colorado. Waters, Baines, Hirose, and Wu killing for Abbotsford. Maybe next time up ice, Minor goes to the bench. We shall see. Magna kicks the face off to Felleber, and Eagles start out from behind their net. John Ludwig, he's had a strong game. Looking for someone at center. Hangs on to it. Now shoots it in deep. Minor not even looking at the bench. Jet Wu ties up his man. Felleber and Waters collide. Puck is behind the net for Hirose. Trying to clear off the glass, and down it goes. 25 seconds left in Carlson's penalty. 90 seconds ago here in regulation. Eagles have 2 shots on Shilovs during this man advantage. And a long pass, Felleber in the attacking zone. Miners go to the bench. It's a 6-on-4. And Waters got a piece of that pass, and the Canucks clear. Carlson's coming out in 7 seconds. Wagner for Felleber, and the Eagles are offside. Ludwig couldn't clear. What a play by Baines just to hold him up enough. And the fans react. Carlson ready to come out in 3 seconds. And the face-off will be in the neutral ice. What a play by Waters, though. On the cross-ice feed, going down to block it. And then they got it to the red line. And we got a timeout called by the Eagles. We'll see if Minor stays at the bench. The draw will be just in front of Linus Karlsson in the Abbotsford penalty box area. Shots are 23-21 Canucks as they took a shot away from Colorado. This man advantage hasn't produced much. They've been back on their own end, fetching it a bunch of times. And it looks like they will be 0 for 3. And got to be aware of Karlsson coming out of the box. He had the empty netter in Game 4 against Coachella in the previous round. And, you know, he'll be out there in 3 seconds looking for the insurance marker. Timeout is over. Artur Shilovs is in the slot with his head down. Visualizing. And now he hears the crowd on their feet. Mueller's out there again with DiGiuseppe, Mancini, and Brisebois. Minor goes back to his crease, so it's 5-on-4 as Colorado looks for possession before Minor goes back for the extra attacker. Here we go, folks. Game 1 comes down to this. Mueller against Wise here in the draw. TJ Tynan is spread out way on the left wing as the Eagles win the face-off, and there goes Minor as Tynan takes the feed and dumps it in. Puck rolls towards the crease dangerously as Shilovs calmly scoops it up as it hit a stanchion. So the Eagles catch a break there, and we'll have an offensive zone draw with 1:04 to go. The Canucks have been selling out all game. I'm sure that's a plan of attack right now. This is on Waters' strong side, so imagine he will take this. Mancini going to his bench, or like that Karlsson, as he has a word with TJ Tynan. Wagner, Wise, Phillips, Tynan out there with Rosen and McDonald. Waters, DiGiuseppe, Mueller with Brisebois and Mancini. Abbotsford 1, Colorado nothing. Face off left circle. And Wise jumped early, he will get waived. So either Wagner or Tynan will probably take this, and it will be Chris Wagner. It's not on his strong side. See if Waters can get it to the corner, and he does. Mancini tied up quickly though. Brisebois trying to kick it to the corner. Phillips digs it out up the left wing. Phillips cross-ice pass, one-timer McDonald, and that hit Mancini in the back. Puck rolls up the wing for Phillips. Under pressure, makes a play to the point for Rosen. Right back to Phillips on the left side. Phillips for Tynan. 45 seconds ago. Wagner's in front. Tynan throws it towards him, and it ends up in the right corner. McDonald up top for Rosen. Rosen to the left wing for Tynan. Quick pass for Phillips. Phillips on that left wing, throws it in front. Wagner puts it wide. 30 seconds ago, Rosen holds the right point. He's got time and space. Rosen to Tynan. Down low for Phillips. Wise is playing the bumper. Phillips surveys, gives it right back to Tynan with 20 seconds to go. Rosen, one-timer shot, goes wide. Puck goes in the corner for Wise. He'll play it to the point for Rosen. Time running out. 10 seconds left. Mancini steals. He's got an empty net. Victor Mancini shoots. He scores! Good night. Game 1 will go to Abbotsford. Victor Mancini with a solo effort picks off the pass and scores his first career Calder Cup playoff goal. And this place goes insane. Victor, how do you do a big league play to say this one is over? Abbotsford 2, Colorado no score. 6 seconds to go. We're back underway for a second straight game. Artur Shilovs and the Abbotsford Canucks pitch a shutout. Let's get out of here. This one's over. Another defensive gem and another shutout for Artur Shilovs, his second in a row and third of these playoffs. And the Canucks are off to a great start to round 3 as John Ludwig steals the game puck, which the Canucks want to add to their ladder in the locker room where they put the game puck into a slot. John Ludwig, like Chris Pronger back in the day, takes the puck and says, I'm out of here. And Abbotsford is not happy, but hey, you won the game. And it's another 2-0 final, just like Game 4 against Coachella. They've allowed 1 goal over the last 3 games. Is that good? That's my question. Let me look it up quickly. Yes, that is very good. They salute the crowd at center, and they head off with a Game 1 victory. At the very least, they'll head to Colorado with the split, but you know they want the Game 2 win on Sunday night. They shut out the league's highest scoring team in the regular season, and Artur Shilovs continues his phenomenal run. 24 shots, 24 saves. 1 goal against over his last 4 games at home, 1 goal against over the last 3 games, period. And spoiler alert, he will be in a 3 stars, and you just wait until you hear this place explode. He's going to be the first star of a game for a 4th straight home game. And tonight's 3 stars about to be announced by Al Murdoch, and then we'll go to a break and start the post-game show. The 3rd star, Trent Miner. He was solid, only had 1 goal. 2nd star was Ty Mueller. He was everywhere tonight, folks. A go-to player for Manny Malhotra in every situation. The future is bright for 39 and green. He gets the game winner. And he will make way for the 1st star. Let's hear it from the crowd. They love themselves some Artur Shilovs, and why not? Who has been putting on an absolute clinic in these Calder Cup playoffs. Coming right back with the post-game show. The final score, Abbotsford 2, Colorado no score. You're listening to Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup playoff hockey on Sportsnet 650. Get those texts in, folks, in the Dunbar Lumber text inbox, 650-650. I want to hear from you. We're coming right back in just a few minutes' time.